Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the U10 show today. I know our conversation today is a big elephant topic. Please share this message because what we are discussing today is not the usual U10 conversation. We are not here today to inspire, to motivate. We are here to challenge some issues that are happening in our community. We are here to address misconception, myth. We are here to discuss women empowerment in real life. It's a social issue topic, and everyone has been waiting for it. So get your hot coffee or tea, buy extra bundle because we're gonna go deep and longer than normal. We will speak both English and Dinka. Majority of U10 followers and members are from Dinka community, so we'll give them opportunity. But of course, we are inclusive. We want other members of South Sudanese community or other communities that are allied to South Sudan. What women empowerment is, why is it a challenge, and what can be done. The big elephant question is, are women, empowered women, wealthy women, successful women, are they? Are they too much? Are they really too much? And what does that mean? Is society failing women for empowering themselves? Is men failing women? Or are women the enemies of themselves? Share this conversation. Let us know where you are joining from and put your questions in the comment sections. The U-turn teams are actively engaging and participating, and you will get answers today. There are other members of public of our community who want to join this conversation, so the screen will be full in a minute. But before we dive into the conversation, we want to start with the why. Why is this conversation timely? And then we'll go to defining this conversation, the issue that we are discussing, and then we'll dive now into the implication. How is it manifesting in real life? So without further ado, the chairman who brought this topic up, that it's a mere opportunity to open the show by exactly telling us why now, why can't we wait until 2050 to discuss this? So, Honorable Mr. Chol Manukwal, introduce yourself a little bit for people who don't know you, to know your name, where you are joining from, and then tell us why should we discuss this topic today? Take it away. Tongmonjang or English, all welcome.
Okay. My name is Joel Majkwal. I'm a student at African Leadership University, joining right now from Kigali. So we are here today to discuss a very complex topic that deserves to be understood very well. And as Akwal has put it, I'm here to answer why we should discuss like the topic of today. This we are not here to maybe blame women, blame men, but we are here to question our system. As Monjang, as Dinka, as South Sudanese. So, and it's really very important because it speaks directly to the families, to the future of families, and the culture and social stability. Like first of all, we understand that marriage is the backbone of the South Sudanese families or the society. So the question is that when educated women or the empowered women are neglected, it means that men are subjected or maybe are pressured beyond their means. So, but we seem to undermine such, and we don't see such questions arising, and that's why we are here to discuss to understand fully: is this world of today really the same as the other world that we left? So that's why we are here. We really want to understand where we are heading to and the future ahead of us.
Let
I don't.
let that sing in. Let that sing in. Continue.
Okay. So okay, from the system, why I said earlier on that we are here to question the system. The system has changed faster than our norms, and like when we look at the education system, the urban life, the unemployment, economic hardships, they have really totally changed the system, and our cultures seems to remain static. You know, giving us a lot of questions. Is this how we should continue? So basically, I'm here urging everyone. We are not here to blame each other. We are here to question the system that we had and our parents had, and where we are heading. So that's basically about the why part, and that's the tone of the today's discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And everyone that is listening, share the conversation. We are reminded that we are here to question, we are not here to blame. We are here to have a dialogue, not to finger point who is wrong and what. We are here to have civil discussion. We are attacking the issues, not the messenger, not the people that are sharing their mind. It's the issue that is affecting all of us. So, what is that issue really? I will give it to Alakir to define what this issue is. Tong English, Tong Jiang, welcome. From women perspective, from society perspective, of course, if she has some men perspective as well, she's welcome. Take it away, Alakir. Uh, let people know what we are talking about and why. What does that mean to all of them?
Yeah, I tend to, well, thank you, Joel, for bringing this topic back of women empowerment. It's a very recurring topic in the U-turn conversation. And when I look at it and we are talking, is it men failing? Is it women failing? I try to shy away from those conversations because they really don't take us anywhere. We argue all day and then you go home and go to sleep. I didn't I don't know. I don't personally see um, as a conversation that bring hope and empowerment, but we have to talk about it. It's where everything starts. So from women perspective, there's something called patriarchy, where all the system is like all the anything that is valued on in the society is centered around men. Is it valued by men? Is it catering to a man? And most of the time, the man, when you define the man, is it your the man, the one that has a lot of power in a family unit, which is the father or the dad or the husband, and then yeah, so people are saying, okay, if things kaya diar kaloy ache beneficial or centered around rural, they are seen as not valuable in a society. I'm going to take an example of a young woman that has graduated, undergraduate, and then goes to school to do bachelor's degree. And people are seeing that it plans or is not getting married first, people come in the comment, hey, degree is just a paper, it's in degree, chola mama. Now, when I think about it, let's say Tingdu Chidiet or Nyandu Chidiet, and people come to the hospital, instead of saying congratulations, they start saying, you know what? In about 2 years, this one will not even be speaking yet. Now you kuloi master's degree 2 years, you'll be making money. Now, that will be taken as offensive. Now, I achievement that are not centered around family, I villainize, then we need to really examine, are we valuing this empowerment we're talking about? And are young girls being raised in an environment where they think law school age and getting empowered is something they should aspire to do? Or should they just aspire to get married, get husband, get children, and life moves on? So when I heard about the topic, I thought about on Juba on Pay by Ben Bay. Um, it's a job na chimo usually I will to buy or to you loy. Nobody cares. They're like, oh, he's very smart, very responsible. Like I take it you guys know how they nickname cars that are bought by women. They somehow believe a man bought that car. They don't believe a woman could buy a
Du
car.
to rio jala ki ria na chol mudu.
Anyway, empowerment ay loy ki kere yere nyiri group, right? Na chinya chi yo loy, and she got that job through a very being smart, being talented, being skilled. Because until I was just like men, people start to say, oh, that's not possible. That is not possible. And maybe to some extent it's true, because as men they know how they behave towards women, and I feel like this is a projection. So I usually hire usually men will start to say, okay, you have to be close to me first before I can give you something. Now, would you ask them to go to a hotel with you as a man before you give them a job? So when they project, it's true, it happens. But sometimes there are a few people that actually believe, or are awakening in. So when we talk about women empowerment and how is it valued in the society from women perspective, I feel like it's not really valued that much. Maybe the younger generation are doing better than us. I want there. But Buko Bentonuglu, who preach women empowerment, is great. And then the young girls pursue her dreams and post about achieving something like degree, and people start saying, hey, degree bichol mama. Like literally all the hard work you've done is useless unless you have a kid, right? I think those are things we need to start questioning, we need to start addressing um, in this conversation. Not to say it's who versus who, is like a system or a whole society in general. And empowered women, is empowered women seen as somebody valuable in a family unit, um, or only a traditional woman, value. I'm not gonna take too much of the time. I invite everyone to share their perspective. There is a very strong reaction towards uh, empowered women being disrespectful. They don't respect men, as if respecting men is the only goal in life. It's okay to be disrespectful sometimes. Men do it towards women. So I invite you to say something else beyond the disrespect. Why you think empowered women are not good for the society. So back to your quote.
Why empowerment women or why empowered women are not good for the society or for marriage in particular. I like that part because society is one family, two family, three family, all together. Kekayak society, kekayak community. Where you are could by jam. So what the problem is from women perspective. And ko ju ja ti lui comment na actually ria ke jam kulo in my view actually men fear educated women. Okay, let's add women on. You might not be educated, but in smart in business woman. And then Aguta like Junior, actually, well, why? Why do men fear educated women? Just ask the why, but it's not like that. So, from your perspective, are empowered women a threat to um, to men? Are they a threat to community culture or the culture that or social norms that we have? Is this empowerment taking us out? Do we want to encourage this or no? We want once the girl reach high school, they are done to maintain the balance. What are your thoughts, George?
Yeah, thank you so much, Akwal Philip, for giving me this chance, and thanks to Honorable Engineer to be Joel Mike for bringing up this wonderful and amazing topic. You know, it is true that women who are educated, those who are extremely educated, they are viewed as threat in the society, and not all of them. So I'm going to use the word some. So some women are viewed as a threat, and some they are not viewed as a threat. And I'm having some life examples that I'm going to lay them later. So you know what men believe in the society, especially in the African traditional society, men they need many things. Okay, so one thing the man needs in African traditional society, and I'm going to bring it back to our current situation later. So the first thing that they need is respect, and some overqualified, okay, or overeducated women, they do lack that. Some, mark my words, okay? I am using the word some here. So some of them, they do violate that because some women, especially when you reach the level of having maybe doctorate or you are having masters, you view the world differently, okay? So you think that you have made it, some women, okay? So some women view it as if they have made it in life, you know, but education is something normal to the men. And that's why you see an educated man with PhD can lower himself to marry someone who has only a birth certificate, as it was stipulated before by a call. Have you seen? So women, some women, they normally take that thing as a tool to pressurize men, and at the end of the day, they tend to disrespect men, and that's why many men they really hate that. Okay. Another thing is division of labor. In African traditional society, there has always been division of labor. Each and every person in the household, you have your duty to perform, be it a gentleman, be it a lady, or be it a father or a mother. Each and everyone in the society, they do have a job to do. They do have a work to do. Okay, but some educated women, you know, once they become educated like this, they will think that they will think that their duties, the duties that were actually set as a division of labor in the past, they view these duties as a threat to their education. Someone will say, ah, for me, I'm not going to cook. Come on. You see that for me, I'm not going to cook because I have this and that. Some of the women and men, they love foods that are always cooked by their wives. Okay, so mark that word. Men, they do love food cooked by their wife, and majority of these educated ladies or educated women, they will try as much as possible to not touch any stove or to not light any gas in the family, and that one makes some men to not trust women, and they end up marrying ladies who only have a birth certificate. So my advice there is that we need, we as the society, we need to take education as just an enabler, okay, just tool for survival, and it is not something that you can you can brag of, okay. So that's my advice to each and everyone. So there are some advantages and there are some disadvantages, but I will just talk about the disadvantages. So if all men, and especially this thing, it is currently happening, most of our top ladies, those who are over educated, they are not married within the country. Why? Because every man in the society, men tend to fear them because of what? Because of all these things that I have mentioned before. So they end up uh, being married by other neighboring countries. So what is the disadvantage there? They will take our highly qualified lady, okay, outside the country. So it means that the economy is not gonna be the same. So I'm encouraging men outside there, you need not to fear them, okay? They are just human beings. So, and you try to maybe counsel them and you need to talk to them. So let's remove all those, this is stereotype that women, they are, some women, they are tough or they are not good, or especially overqualified women. And let's try as much as possible to to come and to marry them and we approach them. So yeah, that's my perspective about the topic. And yeah, I'm ready to rebuttal in case I have in case I have said something and you really do not like it. So I'm willing to rebuttal it later. Thank you.
All right. Uh, Dorcas, into bed. You are one of the educated ladies, Kajaping from Kwiri Georgia. All the accusations that, including educated women, they don't like to touch the stove or because that like food that their wife make, and many other points. What do you think? Are men afraid of educated and powerful women? Are the accusations they put on women, are they just a projection of their fear that there is a man-to-man relationship in the house? What do you think from women perspective? Dorcas, take it away.
Okay. This topic is really very, how will I say, delicate and yeah. Okay, like let me say, like, how do we perceive when we say educated women? I just want to first like understand that you are actually educated women in our community today, because even being a primary school girl mean that you're educated. Being a high school girl mean you're educated. Being in university you're educated. So, but like, and also let me say what I don't know if we differentiate those girls that we have. Let me say they are a community that today they are not educated, but they are staying in town. They have not gone to school. They have never gone to school, but they are staying in towns today, like Nairobi, like in what and all those things. So, but cake. Okay, let me say, even we can say maybe there's formal education and informal, right? The African traditional way and the modern one today, that you go to school and you acquire the specific skill, that is termed as modern one, with the aim of what? Improving your life in terms of getting a better job. To get a job, like you want to go to school, like today in this life today, they need those that have gone to university, they have degree, maybe in economy, software engineering, doctor, and all those things, right? That is the modern one, and these are the people that mostly that are co-educated, right? With these like, and right now there are a lot of things that are happening on this street that nilipia ile nilipia ile. Which even like Martho, if you tell this formal education Kenyan to high school and has gone to university, that is trying to learn specific skill that in a modern way with the one that are staying in town. are helping with can and are supporting the kid go to school. And the way they are doing things, kujeli happen. There's a post that I recently, and even some people went into my inbox and they asked me about that. So let me leave that aside. Okay, like what I know, our community, even yes, by the way, we are trying to learn to adapt how the world is moving. That's the fact. Actually, we cannot deny that. We are trying to adapt how the world is moving. Like, let me say, in other countries, if you are getting married, they will ask you, what do you do for a living, right? Yung iloy, kakirin pi. You know, yung iloy. You say, I'm accountant. But here, it is not the case. As long as beautiful and you, mashallah, that is enough. So that's how it is right now. So we are really still verifying, just trying to go for with life. That's the fact that we cannot deny. And in the process, them working to make sure that man, you working man, alignment. The behaviors that we portray online, you can learn online, is not what other people do online. Eh? Because other people are using online to earn and build their profile well, but for us is to show our lifestyle. What do we do and all those things? So we are here trying to manage and trying to reach the world on what is still happening and what they're doing. So for me, I feel and I think that in the same way, we will manage or we will cope up with the other thing. Because the same way, we are adapting this so-called educated girl in a career. Let me say, the most thing they are thinking career, having a voice. We are here now. Actually, is a man. Actually, is a man, which was not there those days. Because like this is man. It wasn't there. Who could like I understand, but it is something unusual. It wasn't there. So now people are feeling like our culture is changing. So all that point, it is just I become it. that's how I see it. So so but some people that are flexible in because I'm called flexible in nature. Those that are flexible in nature and they have seen this life as change, and even also women can also tell those things are problem. But those that are appearing that when check yes, I've got you and all those things. That's it. That's how I understand it. But we also have culprit among us. Those women that when they have get the chance, they badly like use it. Those things, then you don't use it in a good way. We have those things. The same way to the Billy girl that you get your good girl today. We also have those girls that are also not good among them. and most of us, I say to be disrespectful, like respect. And the only thing that having that boy is the no. You can say no to this, yes to this, no to that. Any problem, so like that's one of the factors that I see. And I know some of us don't call that boys as an young boys and freedom yellow misuse, but that does not still show that girls should not be allowed to go to school or have their boys. But there's a way that we should.
The speaker seem to have disappeared.
Yeah, it's call it one. So that's one reason, and I know with time we are going to learn, and also we girls that I say to be educated need to also learn how to use our voice, not to use it to destroy the community, because our community is really very young and we are trying to grow. Make sure that we balance. And like right now, if we misuse this one, because even the fact remains there are many stereotypes that happen in the community today. Nyantipi, educated girl that is well off a quarter and is having a car is like I think where did she get that money? You even have some point. Even me, I cannot did she get that money. But it is because we are still trying to also learn that if she has paper, there's a way she can also work and get that money. But it is something. It's something that is unusual that wasn't there in our community. Bitik Benang, a big house, a big apartment, and a car or of her own without the support of a man or being inherited from her man. It wasn't there. So at the rot, and it has to a conflict with the whole lifestyle. So we shall be fine, but we shall be fine, and we are going to cope up and be okay with time when we realize, hey, this life now Also, a woman can have that, as a man can have that. Then another one is I roles responsibility. I had around there when I had a bike and Boran Kalana, a young at a bike, and I walk.
Oh, what yeah. Oh, what yeah.
I walk with me, right? And okay, let me say that thing was that thing was also there. Is there in the Bible? Even Miss Israel, when they do the counting, women were not counted. They are actually counted. Even in the Bible. Now, no, serious meeting, no, census, no, they are actually counted. So it was there. And I briefly, by the way, you know history, when you read the history, then but yeah, both day in the world. It wasn't easy, it was a fight. It was a fight, yeah, media big Louis boat. They are even on their Louis boat. Starting from US, they fight for it. Even to go for a job, they fight for it. Right? Huh. So why do the young can we fight for it? Because it was a new culture that was contradicting the old one. So what I see right now is that our culture we are trying to say our culture is getting lost, and for seeing our culture is getting lost, then we have to fight and we have to victimize those that we are seeing a Louis change. Man, they are a jama ngule a nangri a nang pandi. So so that is it. But the fact remains that we have to accept this the life, and life has changed. But we have to use our voice well, not destroy the community. That's the fact. And we have to know that they are culprits among the educated and uneducated one. So sorry to say this, but the one that have divorced the lost boy now, who were taken from the village, they got to come. Most of them, I'm sorry to say that, but they are not educated. They went and they learned. That means that we cannot say that you don't pan still a barume. No. The same way you cannot say that Nito Medina barume. We cannot say that. So it depends with the culture and the fact that it is a fight, because the old culture and the new culture are fighting. But we have to harmonize and use the voice in a good way, and also use the responsibility in a good way. So that's what I can say so far.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for sharing. And many people are relating, and they are commenting to big point at touch. I
I
think
think our
he was here first of about got an opportunity, and then Joel, you want to respond to something? Okay.
yeah, along some insights about how, but you can welcome that person. Yeah,
Okay, so I'm about to have a dialogue about a jabella bear, about a jabella sajo. Even ready, welcome to the U-Turn show. We are discussing about empowerment and whether the empowered women are
I'm not
too
hearing
much
you,
and
Paul.
all
I
the
don't know what's
allegations.
happening. I had to leave and come back, but the same thing is happening. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting you.
It could be my network. Yeah.
No, we're getting
Anyway,
you.
let
Yeah.
someone else continue until I fix my connection, and then we can pick it up from there.
Perfect.
Okay.
Joel, then take it away.
Okay. Ke carbon jam thin, okay, wo long ka kar bu kon paraku ko e monjang. Go ake ke chi monjang chi ko lu nyana man tere le balwel ga ni ran to indi. Anto kamej. Anto pan jeng, anto chuk tu pan jeng. Anto chuk tu Madina. Ya lwel ke tong tuen chi ko ngen lu ke le balwel maybe. Bra anto manyan Madina. Ku ba nyan chi pe. Ka kini jenga kini ka paraku. Ba nyan Madina. Ku ba nyan chi pe ka kini jenga kini ka paraku ka ke ka kor bu kondet. Ka kor bu kondet. Theron nyir Madina on tera ka nyike ajiran to ben Madina ka bo chokero aja ka belo to Madina to kai to le yegi ngir Madina ben in beloy ben in ke gon go ran ben go nyai pio bi ran bi nyande lera chi kene go ran ben go kon nyai pio
Ayakuru.
kene go ran ban kon nyaay pio wana lo la nyandun ci la Madina ci enum ni gap ni ya cin ki e bilar yogrin ku yino ko way mon jang yu sa so ni ke chol bra rin ko ka en wo ga dier nga yu kon ta wonim en yu kon ta wonim ba le rin cha en nga na le nyandu le nyan nga ka lo nyan nga ke Madina a che kan ke na ka bo chu nga chu rier pio ro ran de long pio ba nyan de ler su ku le chu rier pio ro da le ye ni tan do ran ben kana so ke na kor bi jema kor bo kon de ni ma tre wo ko jel Madina kor bu jal kor ben wo jal bentin kor ben wo jal bentin ka kor bu jal ting mit taw ga Madina ba ka bi ga Madina bu bi bi e ke na ku chu de da le mana de kien men nya bi Madina chan bu bi ai wa ku chu de da le bu bi pe pe bi chir nga ku bi chir nga ka dil yo ran men men de be su kul ba atom lo ga bi ga Madina je man te te ni nyir ko ka to mo Madina man te te ku ke chiran bu dom ko de e bu toy karim ku le bi jal mon bi jal tit you see such things ka kin ke de da kin ke de ka kin ke kon det so ajala banale ko ke yen ko jam lo la ko ja ryo je nyir ga Madina o ko nyir je pie because I la jam bi anga de bi anang voice you see yong raj brin tik belang dur chan ba jam ba ka pa nduna lul ku ba ka nga chiet na no ko no ngade tung ba kon lel di arrive too vulnerable cha ka ting pie long mu pie di man te de ku lel ka kwanan chin degree already ngoran chin degree they are I too vulnerable you go ran di ende go uncle di ende go lo na ti ke ngor because along nyanda uncle chi ran chi la liaj ran la ka chin ran o ke ran senior fo ko ja kin ba la twin pa ja tom Louis struggle ten on the street kuran kunyala ke pi you know along a degree along a live clinic you see go ran go lo liaj go la go jela o ke tier go ke le go yoke ar bena jel go nyan la ke pie nyan nge ke chi nyan ja loy nyan kan kuya go an go lien ke na mo na me ko le go ben go le jelo ya go le chi nguot jelo ti ke ngor ti e ngor so ti ku ji mo inde chin yar ku ji mo ta ke ma ku mo la ngen long ko to ni ne chin to ko ni yen ke ma ku mo la ngen so yina ran jala jam jala le ti diar nyir ko pe ya ko gurut ay la gurut yira ni chan yena ke ni yar kuna long ran din tin yar jalo chin galam ke ma kuma chi gurur apin red you see so kana ko birana ko bu kon de ko birana ko bu kon de ke diar anyop ako won kon nyop ke so daya da to ler wotin man te ku tere to wotin war ko bu ba kon de ke ne ada man te lokuno Peter war ko pir man ter war ko pir man te thunka ai Peter war ko pir chi rira red etom chirgre ya ku ke te ri mo be chana chin tukul to atom abe kri la tun bet ku ke ne yimo je le ko la tun ku ni man te ko mi ler su kulich ke cham ku ko kwat chuma na ya na to ri ne ran long rir kan ko mi ko kwat ba be ni ale de ka ko ke ku ka chi ga lo to ri chi ni tin rir chi ni tin rir a chi ga lo so akor ba ko na det ena iran rodu de we okay iran rodu ke yini to rir ka chunga de kwa chu ni ko mana de yen ku maloran rode to ten ku chana nye wo e mon jang de what to go extended family always yini kwat de to ni yina yini ran tung ben ka yin kor ba kwat ba tem bin ka tung nye kana ba yin le ba kwat ler bi yini ting fiel to so sometimes akini ko de ni na ma de ler wotin na kor bu kon det ko tingrir ko tingrir ku tingrir eting chigam eting chigam tingrir nge ating ku jipie ko che nyar Madina ba de nyan jipie you see nyir jipie mane nyilon wore mane ga chopping mana degree holders jipie I think weird things lo you on the street ko akini ko de kana chugula o that ango yugulo wan ku tum kulum ge nyar Madina ban bu manum ke lo nyan nge de chen galam de toy galam de chuk chula mar ban ke kri nyir ban you see ke kri diar ban por wa nyir ko ki galam ke yer do pin ko ar ngadi abu kala panish ku rejo ke ko lo lumi nyir kok tum to ten chan buka bia manipulated nyan ben ngane na ana giam kin ture red yongo dun to nyen yongo dun to nyen. You see, sometimes I check a beru go kor ke I check a beru go kor I check a beru go kor ke diar ke check a beru go kor ku walk that walk up narrative bu jala gear by bu jala gear bu jala le ko by ti nyan ti pie chir nyan nge nyan ti pie chir kwal e kana ye loy kwa ka je mo ndele. You see, nyan ti pie chir mo na kamalit e loy ken hela. You see, ka kor bu gala gama ke kwa che nyan madina bet che nyan madina bet. So according to an kicha nin kicha wa one pay e madina bet nyan madina bet ku nyan ti pay akino go date kuna lo go date ale kran bana bedil ko nyan den ti pay long in chen galam because na lo date ale ki chol tik ya da tik a chu date akin ku ba date ya da tik long pan ti pay tik, you know, you know, a partnership whereby, you know, responsibilities are shared. Responsibilities are shared. Betik benang ke lew kwa achi nyegi ni mo nyabai banang a voice, you know. Anong voice along to yen rudu along to yen chiatin. Achi rudu ba no bare re chan birio, you know, achi. Eh? Rudu ba, you know, na lul wokor bugene loy le ku wera la ka lul man nga bugene bulu le ala la ko yin je la chal. Rudu kan ala chal rudu ko libi tik taki. Ala lo ko ngade ko lo je chal rudu. Inga pir kana. Kena chi kon ger chin kuletik len ja jam lu lan ka be na ya la chal chan lu lan ke takin liu kena ma kuma chi kon ger ke to kena long nyan ji pye ni mo jen ken no ma bai ai ni ken. But in terms of responsibilities are always shared. They're shared. So en ke le balwel kena en ke le balwel kena discussion le balo tum ko bi ka ken ba taw bare no ngen ke ga tete to wa cha le balwel ka ne cha le ni ma dina ko jira ni pe akor ba ka paraku.
Ngari ken yin ti ko you pure the ben yin engineer future engineer. Your point are well taken both sides. You spill a lot of point. And the most important point you raised there to differentiate between Agoro, John Yirka Madina, Kujaya, the real successful, educated, and business woman, bigger content. So that is really important. Another point I raised that is also important is your love and qualification are different things. If a woman loves you, she will automatically submit if you are a responsible man. So in Nira Jagateto, I think welcome, Mama. I won by you by Yen Chan by your point. Baro Teto, Dana Jam Diar. I too much. Could you arrow cock jam engineer out? So but take a talk and is it true that what are your experience about this question about successful women being branded, being isolated, being and we are just beginning to be few, especially in the context of South Sudan. We are only few women. We cannot reach 30%, although our government even give women 35. We are not even there. But we see this challenge will be 10 times at a time in the next 2-3 decades. By 2050, it can be a big issue. So we started this conversation early to prevent damage happening in future. So take it away at the end, why is this like this in our society? And what message can we tell our society? Can we tell our men? Can we tell our women? Are we failing ourselves? Are men failing us? Or the society or the culture is the one that is holding us by throat? Or you want them to right when you are still.
Okay, thank you so much, Akwal and the U-Turn team and all the speakers today and the audience. This is Atieng Riagbai. I don't know if you are hearing me, Akwal. Just let me know, because I had issues with my connection before. So I was not able to join. Okay, I was not able to put on my video, so maybe you can just bear with me. You're not able to see my face. It's very late here, so Yeah, this topic is very big, and when I saw it, I was contemplating: should I join? Should I just let it go? Because I think people like sometimes I feel like Akwal and the team, they are still having that energy, and I like listening to them than adding my voice. To be honest, me being a little bit ahead of you guys, I think I have seen worse than what you are experiencing right now. Talking about a woman being too much, empowered woman or educated woman, are they being too much? That is totally no. They are not being too much. The idea of being too much is used by a society, not for everyone, but for men who really feel small. And the question is, if they are too much in what? Too much in managing their families well? Too much in holding jobs? Too much in being more resilient than the rest of the other women? Too much in having their voices? Too much in not entertaining bullshit? What is too much? That's the question. If I may take you back, I don't know why I assume everyone already know me here, but just because a call knows me doesn't mean like everyone knows me. So for me, I'm a millennial. I'm not a Gen Z. Maybe most of these people like Alakir, they are Gen Z. So when I went to school in Kakuma, I happened to be one of the good students. And most of these boys that like, uh, I don't have a lot of records of boys that used to perform better than me. But I suffered. And it is always those boys that you will not see anywhere closer to top 10 that were really upset with my performance, including the guy that once walked to my class, and he was not even my classmate. But this is what he said. Is and so the first person to react, because I just look at him because I didn't even know him, he was not my classmate. The one who reacted to fight him was the one that used to lead that class before I arrived. And the criticism was, oh, you are so stupid. You know, I feel sorry for you. The reason why I'm fighting at Yenge because Randy Chirin in Kaditien, Kubiyin Jala war, like Imojwede, you know. Go in a good well, it's none of your business. Enom deka in a war. So when you see the idea of women being labeled as too much, I think it is those small group of men that really feel small that came up with that idea to massage their fragile egos or something. So, but as time goes, it is changing. That is the good news. Because when you look at it, even later on as time goes, because I remember there were some people after I went to high school, there was also another news of me. I was doing all the three sciences. For people who went to school in Kenya, you understand that physics, chemistry. So it used to be at least do two, not the three. And they were like, so someone was like, Atiang is doing all the three sciences. And the other one was like, this is good. Now she will face the real school. She's going to fail terribly. And another one was like, I used to fear physics, but now that the girl is going to do physics, I just have to do it. Okay, time went by. I actually performed really well in my physics class, in all my sciences anyway. Then I came back to the camp and I was also a physics teacher, a math teacher. So that news again, Mitka Borala Nyupinyan in their group, they were like, well, I physics achabe queen, I nyabi pure education. The other one say I have to do better because she has really challenged me. You see the differences. The small men, they were boys by then now. These are the type that would later on, if they don't change, they will grow into small men. And they are the ones still talking about educated women being too much. But now if you see the other group, they were inspired by my performance and they took it positive. That is actually the positive masculinity. They say, Nayenya ya war, I have to do something. Others even went extra miles to find out how I made it because anang ngira kay ken kungeni arbinyan ken below encourage using my story. So these are the good groups and they are there. But the problem is sometimes you see the weaker team. I don't know if the weaker is the right. They are louder than the good ones. Huh? So you will always hear these weak men. It is like this idea. I was reading something about it is normally the poor men that complain about women being gold diggers. And when you go into details, they have nothing to be, there's no gold there to be dug by women. But the real men that have money, they don't complain about women being gold diggers. That's exactly it. It is those men that have nothing to show are the ones that actually complain about educated women or empowered women being too much. I use the two, educated women and empowered women, because I actually feel that empowerment did not start with education. I'm someone who proud myself with my grandmothers being the first woman who were empowered in my life. I didn't meet any of them, but their stories proved to me that they were very empowered. And how do you know empowered women in Jiang's culture? They are yaka charur. Aya yunaira ni lon unko cha balangda, you will hear a min ki much. You will hear a woy ki much. You will hear nyel ki much. Those are my grandmothers. And when you go into details to hear their stories and why people concluded that they deserve bigger child men much, Eka empowered women. They were very resilient. They have gone extra miles to raise their families, to rescue their communities, to unite like clans, to solve conflicts. Eka empowered women. Now, in our case, our education is the next layer. It is adding to that layer of empowerment. So take example, if you come from a lineage where you actually appreciate the empowerment from your own grandmother, who they have never gone to school. So in kaka use kero empowerment and education. Again, actually, and they are not empowered. I'm sorry. Anyway, they can be empowered in their small way, but not to the big extent like actually be my kachich. Those ones are education with less empowerment. Even on the voices, you know, so lwel moji yak rumaya ko kunyia taba jala cham kubla tuwal wetok. So you will see ting nang degrees kumoinde yen ke kang jalwel abaja tinga lui report. Okay, ting dia yela e lui perform la e dom wujuika. E kaka diar with education but no empowerment. Yen ke te alomin. But all these women, especially the empowerment is the most important thing here. Ku yen ka kujam work. Ku empowerment yen ka yen voice. Ku voice yen ka koi is scared. Now coming about being too much. Of course, we are too much in a positive way. We are too much in taking care of our families. We are too much in improving the living standard of our own families, extended families, and even in our communities. For example, you know, Juba ware lifestyle. Do you know most of these people are though in silent? And do you know why this is difficult? Unlike us women, we speak up nangan kinakoch. But rura yana nga kada boom kuchi bela wena wun kulwele kana apiat kwache bere nyo. By the way, na again, let's say for example war kulalanti yak murle. Kulatin ka chira ka daila ya kwal kulwele ko betem jak choto ka. But for you guys, na chala you in chola gumoto duni chila tiki nyate kunyandu ni nyate jana career chika lui. Ka gum kuyin kor be randa garang be bela to suffer. You don't want to suffer alone. Akwe kana la ba cholti el wele yer pio. So
Anyak.
okay. Yeah. I'll be anyag, yeah. I'll be anyag really. Because if na chakde latin e kwela rach. Like recently, and someone you perceive and this you know sometimes especially young then I don't know the kidang koi kwon ko we long then akola che ko pan hulwel ke. So
You're allowed. Today we are being honest and real.
wakor bu jambes. So basically koi ka pan ya kwal ko ka pan kwal sometimes they have no problem with empowered women. And you can even see stories. Their stories they care mostly. I think barkadela more tolerance their jam than walk.
Wa domiti
And
yala
that
kana.
one,
Wa domiti
eh?
yala. Wa domiti
Eh,
yala
eh.
kana. Kani yir kwan jipi jala wa wete.
Oh, okay. Now this is the point. Given the way I have handled myself, I'm
That
one
is
person
love.
who have enough. Yeah. So anyway, Anarantung try, but don't agree. And where Chena Kuala Aguti Gualele, it is a draw. Sometimes I call anyway, maybe when people complain, at least wait I give myself that credit. I don't know. Yeah, but the thing is, I have really worked hard to remain here. But it reached to the point, I don't think I can sit proudly. Kuba midjajam, kudwal dok la agoti, wala dok la murle, kudok la dori. Gora and the why? Well, no, Kidiana di kenega, but it doesn't worth it. Chan ba men rande yoga don't do this. Akor mange kide jala lo kubela koitin. I don't even know where we are. Someone just kicked me out.
Why good? Why good? In okay, in
Continue.
very good.
Yeah, and the chamar that way. I don't even know where the channel is. Yeah, you go and disrupted. So ila balay and that and I'm not able to. So yeah, acha tin war achin kato tin really because the thing is na yebo are you can pin just to cry kulel oh nyande ne bejal watch it up pure like I saw a kadang clip chatting just the other day it can be jal pure kujel sukuli de degrees ke jaka jar door for example rane tiago kuku but the thing is marriage actually like you have to baran actually and you have to have that qualities ago in near and for some of us actually we have been in this field for a while so we have stories I don't know quality we will have another session for that but yeah I have always been wondering when is the right time for us to talk about our testimonies our dating stories. But then I'm not sure if the people that we have encountered during our dating time are still mature enough, emotionally mature, then I think that would be the right time for us to hold that show. But we may hold the show emotional wounds anyway. So we don't want to re-traumatize them. Just so you know, by the way, I'm a mental health expert. So everything I say, I'm mindful about the emotional impact it may have on someone. So yeah, Akwal, when you know time is right, I think we will also have that because we have stories, watch gok, and before anyone decided where they end up, are shooting. But the message is, look into ourselves, or bor, let's just be specific. Too much. Na yinyan to pay you yin affected, you feel uncomfortable because nyan kuye pay. Trust me, either na ye prayers in kor in doilo nangaranganyet before it is too late. Na kor emotional support, kayin tombene nangen, you can call me. Na kor whatever you want. You attend U-turn also, it can empower you. Because empowerment, it doesn't take from the baskets of men. It actually adds to the larger basket of the society. So I can you ben get better. Achi ngade du achi nyinyu kang du or riedu yeni yela meet bula bay and angin. For example, on kakuma yan luya piata. Eche nyinyu kang my brother because by the way we were on the two. My brother garandiagwa. Eche nyinde na kang eni chajala lo. Garangakin be ended up kukuchka. And even as we speak, Angot ki a leading life day is supposed in his right place. Achin kade in chajon. But instead, Anna called 1 year, and my dad actually knew Chananang Daman Chenwell Garang will never be like when Chidi given that Ananyan Kenechirin. So that shows that empowerment achela loma basket mochich a basket one as a family, as a community, yen ka yela didich when you have an empowered woman. So yen ka kar ba lewe. So let's look into ourselves and let's really be honest because they are not going back. Achira antu jala nyupin just because someone is crying. Wana chin kul chan be kula because anang ro di out na tienge koi war. Achin kul tung chan be jamla and chipa be lui perform up yate kula go pion mir. It will never happen. A good life as we continue. I'll never sit down kulwelin ka benenge pure mir because I'm hater. Even during my marriage, war yan goka. Achin kul chana given up kulwel okay, I will have to do this or balwelan chakene below yan chirobo court di rere tin kulondia and build my assets because abru rabakachor yoj. There is always that man chirio kaka. They will show up for you and that's the man you want. Kuyen ke ku kor be ya unu mit ku anyway because achiran kor anyili ya dada diar chipia ya da chukur bidit kenanyil koi pio doila the away. So akor buku I like the kadang yan yeton kan ya jam ahead of me mush. Yes, we need to take this empowerment seriously, and it should start with our own kids. Na imendu i jam, kay loop diar ka kokok chipie ku nyiro kokok chipie ka mena chano. Because at the end of the day, na yenya, eka bedir ka nang low self esteem because na le pie eka biya ting raji ting in jam. Na ye du eka biya rio nyiro chipie because parents ka ya talk negative about nyiro kokok chipie. So in ka kar balwel and remember we nyiro ku diar. Don't ever lower yourself because actually standard beni jeng jaja amla kula akwala chen yol jatu erot kwar pin so abijala wa February. It will never happen. One time a lost boy called me kulel nyari ba. You know why you tell kadom? Ayukulwel, let me just be honest. Ayukulwel wala nyari ba ya bitu e jar yong no because jam tiena jam ten war yo chi yen war bor. What ye kon kuruting e kadang irut yam war bor. What do you want? Gula kor ba jambe take chachan chiko biar yo yin because we cannot afford waiting la tree. Okay, thank you to because at least we you be acknowledge can we better. So acha jabla en kulwele ye what level yen will kon pick we bor so that na chat ne ya der can be always slow down. Wala ye bugo kulwele jel tinga in jaba tiam akoy bi jating ade. Actually the guy think and by baby york barot be lowered achan to meet the standard of that insecure mon bor ye you can ye too much you see yana ka ngade kan but that one we cannot lower our standards achan bu that level you because there is no such a thing imaginary you will never meet it and then kaya doi ping de ka yelwela na cha robert ha pin about tiet pin ko ko cha ti you know ka ngor ke lu complain ku le yung hilar yung chinela maranya piat yung chinela niam so in kakala we can don't ever lower your standards. Thank you.
Wow. I think you are buying challenge in the conversation you in your point and also I you talk about the idea actually. So a good acknowledgement. At least get a role model in this case. I think. Thank you for that. We have to acknowledge each other and we have to compete. Now, boy, I think you're my you get jealous. So now you have to up the game, go back back here. Go back here too, as they are also open their mind to celebrate empowered women and educated women and wealthy and successful women. I think a point I think race can get young before, but again, very joy for a minute to respond to. I think and then welcome my favorite name, see a call them where the baby was. So I just think I said, well, this too much in what exactly? So we have to define the too much of empowered women. And someone in the comment section, I think, well, these women give people shaggy, they are yen pepe. And the other man, I remember when our honorable minister, whose student, said that well, of all dignities or values, I'm telling you from experience, don't try to listen to what Paul was saying. So we are too much, and we are too much in everything, in positive In Kachathian, we are too much in a lot of positive than negative, and we have to do that. Chatting actually there's difference between being empowered and educated. So you know, now PhD or master's degree, and you are not empowered. You know, papers, but you are not empowered. And we have to differentiate for both men and women. And so I think differentiate to small men to big men. So some of the small men could be very highly educated, small men, because they are educated but not empowered to see the importance in women empowerment. Chứ luyện kan win chen ni te to na nyir ka tawo ne choro goro ya nyir won cha empower who are doing the work. Ti ngai ru be te so. I ti also ti ngai le we ru we che ru duon. Na che mo che la ti ka nyande na yela yen pepe e ka ti be le ru what do la ya to che ra. Take it, then we encourage so that we come big test that paper together. So could you I think you don't bear to daku by yena quality where ka be martin. Take it away. Welcome, Akwalda.
Ayen, shukran Kwal for the chance ku challenge nyan kaya thiên will be chake well went to ko welcome ay dang nyan kaya Kwal. Yeah, kidien ka ba well ko ke tung ka ba nyo be emphasize, when God walk a topping kana chal well yen, I support better okay chol some women I do kaya too much, too much in which sense. So nya ku che some so na ya wer chol some ya la wan ele ka ya ka tao so nyir ko na chiran ku che ke home duties well anything kor ngadi kor be ko lu collaborate by kay nya na ye neglect by ero yo kay mor ngang nom nyir ko okay especially ero lo che nong nyir ben anang nyir ko ya medio ka sa ta nyaku nang durtung den chi yo some mediocre ka lwel bi jo mo ko nyin kwa ache nyir ben wala ache di harben ke pyo ke man kadang okay so some of them and this some I call when mediocre chin ka when yi ke kadang chatting so kana ta waya so kayen ka ya ka way in the community na chi ka way ka la ka tia ka yidwara la ka tia ka ko ku ga ti yan disadvantage okay a community ay weekend cause na kwen ko when educated in the society ay go mo ku lotti ku mit man nya wala man mo jika bene te ne yan lon yene ko when che pio ya ay yen lon yene ke kwen chating so kayen nyir ko kawan che ko lo sukuli ku jala ngu ai ke che image ai ke che ko la rio yen ka chen jeng jo na ngai die lwele kadang e chon ngu nyir che pio ya raj ben ku ko chi chola che te to gwana nang nyir che pio ku jala nyir wen nyir rock man ye ke chola goro ku wanang ti ya ba chol ke wen ye chol se le ku na ya dan chating so otene ayen tan to wen tin so all in all uh, aya alwel ka ya personally ache nyir ben but some kuna toke chaman yake some kana akor bi ke jolu ya dab alone when be ke rot palpin okay ko beran bi duties ke be ke chakeda be ke chalo anang ran chi ja jamala ko etik ay lwela la bayatik e ka kor gam road okay so achi kor bayara na wen yenom ngadi baynom alwel okay na cha ben bai chama nin bila ben bai ta dia ko yeah in the family setting yeah people expect you benan katal kinje nom jam ko ra ja gwa chware ten lwel kai ko diene tanan chi ata ban ko ka gega well if you have that mentality then you are not ready to be a wife okay or inche ready a chan ba family ba bangor in that sense I think so education chal wel wen e enabler e ka wen education achi dang di ta wen to achi ke te ke education e achi le be in rodloy asip chikanan merdan cha set ka na chi to ya education a to chimana ran chi education kwen wala ran chi lo sukuli in tong wan a businessman so anyway la wen be in la piri piri okay so koi ko educated ile bigin nim tong kana koi wen nang koi wen to wur chatting in a sense that education ata okay ka wen yin wait okay na cha pyo benang ka wen yin ko ba benang ka ta ho table na man ko ko chating ku a chi nyir ko ka che ko kwa la lom yi ka mo ko nyin ka nur kwa che na ti lu ye ka da so yeah e ka wen cha wel diar I ke kwen na kwen ko kun to in the community kuna bar in my setting uh yang ga chan well when some nyir ko ka yu ka yang nak to ku nyir ko ka ke yo wo ka go in my setting ben setting the entire and most of my friend wo go when a degree holders chatting so what you ko ko when chin ka ấy đây là anh chỉ rồi chắc là nó gran với cái đam gar fi le charo ấy setting dai jete ne including those of ritual kana tan bene go kana degree holder why because a degree holder ka when you ke tin ka because mi ani ne ke chi cheta ko jala ngo nan ko when ye ke date ko ke ke approach so miss india nong nyir tau be it and education chỉ ra lùm chứ cái đằng đi đâu when okay bayin ko jomo kadang ay ma de la kana to lisa ya so chiran ki bia mo ko nyin ka le ben kadang but education e to ngawen yin kadang because majority of men to outside there I successful but I check an well because e ko wen to kadang ke ko wen bi yin queen ko ka bi yin chăm chatting so anh chỉ giảm red ko ambe nyan kai da ba welcome our guest akwal benang kadan bebe ataw ko shukran red anh chỉ da mana cha jor malesh
Akwalkai, take it away. So Kulu could discuss is that when you empowerment, empowered women are going just I too much. So you think ku yin no experiences chirka when ka tiang ria chigalwel. Our community ayelwela yen I'm near but I'm an empowerment. Brana biteke ajam voice de atao ka ngi or bi anyu general bi jata che man lo ku tv nye na che ke akira data piat long ko so what is your what do you think what is your take on this and what is the way forward?
Because into the library. So anh chị run bây giờ đấy. And a couple ding red and I will and to I live in the United States. I'm born with the I check a lost boy, I got with the so 25 years ago in Kabi and Biden. I'm a mom of three kids. I'm a wife, employee, a student. Um, I'm two courses away from my master's degree in criminal justice. I'll be done in May, hopefully. Pray for me. And yeah, they took at the same time, so it's going to be hectic. Um, I can get but the other thing because then my story is long. Like a have a bear, you you turn. One day I was just scrolling and then I saw the title U turn. I'm like, what? So I looked through it and I was like, this is what I've been doing for the rest of my life. That's what I've been doing all these years. I just didn't have the name for it. Ana boba anchi ngi kapani jeng, ana boka jaka ngi pani jeng. Kwanjire ka kuma na irane ito wanda ka kuma kala banyi ana to group 50. Anchi kanji man wala nyir kan all this noise. We've been there. I know. Eleke kira ni chile kululu wallahi yin ku kaka jing. Sometimes people use it against me like, oh, yang you lui ake aku yin ni piri jing. Of course I know. Or yin ni culture. Of course I know. That's why I don't like what I don't like. And that's why I chose what I chose. Because they can to come back, chan chi jamdi chi bite ready. Um, I have a different opinion, and I sometimes come across very strong, and I'm working on that. And to be a better bold, because sometimes it turns people off, and I need the change, need us together. Again, buku change, can buku loy. We have to buku to together, men and women. And I keep it jam already strong. Kaki I take already. The man take already. Because my message is only to young girls or DR in general. Because they know why they say what they say. Actually, already. They know exactly why, and they know, and you know, and we know them. Those people who say such thing, and why they say that. So that's not my concern. My message, a lot tongue, dear, for young women, do not ever reduce yourself. Don't shrink yourself to fit in those boxes Chiro said for us, or the community Chikalu set for us. I think man, yeah, the tick. The way the content, I didn't like it, but Kilwin, it true. What dear, what your father, Manadeka Mujaninkang, maybe an Indiar, a Kurumuininkang, maybe, but what dear, that's not our goal. Our goal is around beeping. Man, Giamo can younger Chinira Kuraninkang. On the can man yam kulula wala to let me the am hiking a binny man like you lay in gonna a ye because we just want to choose who we like. Now I think you're not with your mom, okay, then you can come to that sense of manaka and I can support but I'm gonna choose. But in reality, I can think you like because more than income. I mean, I seen it. I have seen it, but those marriages actually last because the kiran kweta buto or kiran ngonga buto chito. My message is on there. You need to build yourself. You need to use your ability. Use your capacity. Whatever you know, I mean, you have to use it. It should never be a thought in your head that nala at this level, come on, okay, if a man is scared of you because you have a degree, you don't need that man. Trust me, because it will not work. You do not need that man to begin with. So my message is to the world. I community that and rural vulnerable people, women ti wun chi bin yu pin kan yin ko bilo no kan ja ko because ke peer a very bumpy road a very straightforward. Those bumpy roads, you have someone who can say no, we are not going that route, we have to take this one. But can I hero ko chiko for they want those soft young ladies that just need food on the table. That's it. That's okay with me. If that's what you choose to do, that's okay with me. You can go that way. But Kicha Kor, HNBDR, because I think one of the young ladies, she mentioned to Monica, she's, oh my God, she's one of my favorite women. I wish I can modify people like her, like a qual, to be 10. Because right now, I can't okay, Louis progress, DR, hold down, they could DR themselves. In our community, in the community I am in, DR themselves, so when they see women like myself, eko would think we're competition. I'm not a competitor. We are not competing for anything. If anything, I want to help you. If anything. So I people like myself, we isolated ourselves because you're fighting you gear zadu. You said baran kun kalu inda du ran kan alu gerin. Yung chini ken uniform. Yung chilo la ting wundi de choika. Why are you not doing this? I don't have time. I just don't have time. So my message on here, do not reduce yourself. Do not shrink yourself to fit in the box. That box is no fun. There is nothing important in life. What you're feeling, but I feel like I did the best I can the time that was given. And of course, I can tell you that. And a book I could do Biden. I feel like the time Kinana Yenan Biden, I get used to the maximum. I will never look back. The only time Jalu wasted a time when I on a Kakuma. When Kakuma, I try my best to. I was a bit yak now. I'm gonna you like I said. It's a long story. I'm not gonna discuss it here. But right now, Monica, I can do it, but at the moment, I can tiak. So when I can do it, I move when I want to move. I do things when I want to do it, when it's my time, not because or because no. It doesn't even cross our people mind or elders. Man, I think a man but empowered to the point of benefit. You wouldn't even need that whatever you call it wrong man around thinking. Because man around thinking I live what you did a little job. And then what do? Yin kunyandu, now we're old fashioned. and there's a new patuo or parwai or whatever. But I do any chalu equip. It's okay, I'm not against it. But you have to banyandu balu empower to the point can be vulnerable to all the things. Go ahead.
Wow, wow, wow. What a wisdom. You know, Advent and Louis agree can call, and you have really spoke to women, and that perspective is well needed. You know, sometimes one book at your by heart well number. But what I love about the U-turn conversation is a intellectual conversation, a informed conversation, of quality three very important point I think she spoke about the power of being informed, being informed through education or through life experience. She went through all the culture, the Monja, and also through empowerment journey in modern ways. And when she come now to the community and talk about it, she understand both sides. And that is what empowerment means. Understand, that is a problem, go through it and come to address it. Very important. I can where they are, where are when you do it. I really like that part too. Because I don't quite why some of our young girls or even women in our community like you ten have so grace. I don't know what happened. I don't know if there's a grace. Yeah, I phone online. I don't know who that grace, but I like you ten. You go proud. And we are coming here, we could be educated, and I know where that one came from. But then on, we talk about currently a uniform, and the debate was both sides. Is uniform launching good? Is it adding economic value to women? Are women being paid to do that, or they're using their own money to do that? And it won that women are not benefiting so much from uniform launching. And people want us to their uniform too. You come to educate someone, these are the pros and cons of this activity. When they say no, you have to join. Anyway, I don't mind about gathering and women organizing and showing leadership. I see the positive, I see the value, but sometimes we women all when we really need to work together to advance collectively. So you raised that very important point, and it spoke to our mothers to empower their girls, right? Because uh, our mothers contribute so much to our downfall. And as you mentioned, I remember when I finished high school and no you get Korean read at the time. Our mothers were pushing me, my aunties, because you'll I almost got married at the time, but I ended up making a U-turn like you. Well, not man. In fact, my brother was saying, no, well, you are still very young. You don't know what you really want. You don't know when this man come to Canada first, study your school, see different part of the world, and then tell me later if you still want or not. So the actually were very empowering to me, but they were like, oh, you need a lot of America, you know, so it was actually more women pulling me down, looking back, than men. So you are very right. I have experience, and sometimes it comes from the heart, and because they fear that na be too much, and I too much when and you said clearly that were not meant for you. I am small man, but strong men will stay the course. So you're very right. So really, you raised very key point. You also advise men because you have learned that men are called they are when soft, they are when vulnerable. Come really depend on them. My everything. I don't know. I can't know. You could enjoy your bite on the screen. Who want to agree all this? I mean, it's a small man. So when would allow what there is a benefit of anyway. It's good. Get your personal choice. If you want stop voiceless, loving woman, go for it. If you want someone being book one period or the community be yarnia merwe waiting, go for it. The choice is yours, but the information is out there. Thank you for that. I want a reaction from Alaki. Didn't be a rate. What do you think?
I feel like a lot of things have been said, and I feel grateful that our sisters Atien Kujala Kadang, sorry, I forgot your
Well,
name,
well,
Akwal, are here to give their perspective and to validate some things that the younger girls have been going through, but you can't really put your hand to it because it's usually framed as you are the problem. You're going through this because you went to school, so these are the consequences. A lot of things resonate with me, and especially when we talk about empowerment. That empowerment is not necessarily education. People who've not gone to school are empowered, and I think more believe in education than college or school. In my experience, when I was a bit younger, I'm going to relate story of kidena de cho farewell party kino kwa jam kakuma. It was one woman after the other. Kuduni ni kwa la sukula kuja sukula gor lo pagengeng a chip yet. A car be sukula ya mat ba mi diet ko be lo sukula ba mi diet. And one person, I think a lot of people chiben kakuma ngeke chola wing did. Awing did is one of the leaders back home. I think in Pakir, earlier Juang, I don't recall.
okay.
He stood up and he you need to stop. Like don't when you see a girl has done well and wants to pursue education, you get in the way and start talking to them about yung yana school and yaka tao tueng yung chewe ka dia yung chewe ka rod chat ya ke yung yana school you girl up again. And they were right. I've been here 10 years and all about school and other things. um the intent I cannot say, but it's been a lot of people can law so college formal education can stand with me and say, you know what, you can do something with your education, with your empowerment. Don't listen to people that are naysayers. They're both sides, women and men. I think who are not supporters of empowerment, and those who are supportive of empowerment. So I was informed too when this, I would call him small man, pull me aside and say, he Form one, I guess. And then he said, if you don't know, I'm very tall. I will ignore it. I don't be so college kakuma kula Kenya jong lay by. Go ahead, you will never make it past Form 2. I was so heartbroken. I was like, you know what? I will make it further than what you say. And those words stick with me because I don't know what, unprovoked. This person just came up and said, yin chi bala pass Form 2, yin betiak ala balwel kuan yang alwel akin. Well, watch me make it past 50 years. So what I'm trying to say is there are bad actors with a Yiga and that's why I try to stay away from saying, error ke bi diar pen or diar ke bi error pen. And it all originate from her to begin with, right? Because the system is set up to cater to men, and if only the society dictate what is valuable from a woman, which is ability to have children, then everything else is unnecessary, right? And the times are changing. Yen badi admit ko bas, it's fine if that is what the woman wants to do. It's a goal, and that's why feminism, the way I take it, is the ability to give women opportunities just like men are given opportunity and freedom to choose what they want to do, or what they value as success, or what they value as purposeful with their lives, right? And I nyan kor chita kulan kor bala school, then don't get in their way. Kulwel, hey, degree achieve bichal mama. You need to get married or into the up. I remember I finished my high school education when I was 18 years old. Um, and then suddenly I started getting isolated. It's not from men. Suddenly they start creating distance because they're really up because I took to Form 4. Not necessarily rude, but because you've had a lot of experiences, people start to make you feel bad for your achievement, for your success, for, you know, I don't get the 100% of the reasons why people act like that, but yes, like you get isolated, you get attacked. I'm starting to learn that it's coming from a place of competition. If people are secretly competing with you and they see you've done something they could never see themselves doing, they're like, oh, we are not like her, we are like this. And then coming back to the point of Joel, Cheneluel Nana Deke, Bayanyan Rock, Bayanyan Chai empowered are two different things. And I'm gonna say that, people tend to villainize New Rock or New Chipi or just the life in the city in general. I like to have conversation with older people than me, and one of grandmothers was telling us about on there talk at manager and in year can get wuti and year like girls that are going around helping the young men in Wuti in the cattle camp because that's what they want to do.
Wood, that was the term I heard from my grandma.
Exactly. So now I rod one by kwalo rod eman tio kachi bulo generalize kwa wala I near kaka ake chicken alloy. And people say things from the place of jealousy. Na chimoy ben anongin, and I'm sure you do chatelo through that. Buku lucky and I don't really think this can work out. They will start going outside and say, hey, yen eche boriak. E go kaka wajar only. Che nyan kor tie and those messages people take very seriously, and they'll be like, "Yeah, we know from so and so kitchen will, even if it's made up." So I grew up where I receive a lot of positive message for choosing education and empowerment from both men and women, and then the negative feedback from also men and women. But as women, we spend a lot of time around other women, so like what you are told every single day, it's burned into your psychic where you eventually start seeing yourself as who people say you are, right? And boku kuchol kunyir kule, hey, always speak positivity into other girls, support them, empower them, like Cake mentor, show them resources, tell them not to listen to the naysayers. Then I think we are actually well on our way to having an empowered society that is not living in fear that women are taking over, women are not uh, accepting men anymore, they want to be men. No, absolutely not. Even at my this age, I would never want to be born as a man. I'm sorry, I always want to be a woman. And yeah, I want to be a woman regardless of what happens. To come back to the point that Query George was mentioning about DR will forget their traditional roles once actually and can get. But I feel like before you get married, there are ideas of what you think marriage is, and then when you actually get married, there reality of what marriage is. So na boran kulwel ankor batiga ting biyan yatar. Okay, that's what you think marriage is always going to be like. But one chin tiet, tika chaban by, chatad will kintat, there will be other priorities. But I'm saying, let's put aside our misconception and what you think a woman is going to turn like because I lost a college, and actually talk to men that have married women to lost a college and their families are stable. Is that the reality? I have friends. I lost a college. I pay a heritage qua ato bacon. They're holding it down. They cook every day. There's no day chan member bin them kuyo mojkato kitchen. By the way, I believe that's not reality where I live. So that's any kind of mad thing in this conversation, but let's view it as more of societal perception of what they value from a woman, and then what women actually think is their value big to the society. And if those two things are aligning, women are empowered. If they're not aligning, then women are being oppressed. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. I like it. In you got value, and into your experiences by share, and that is really important. To the last point, well, about the expectation and the reality, and Antitia, right? Anton, you can show right now, and I don't need go. And these are kind of negotiate responsibilities at home. What I usually tell young girls, no, don't normally a little bit. I actually start asking, man, what do like right? Tell me exactly what do you want me to do if we get married today? I think I see on yan and yan quick loy. But after, you start asking, then we go into that marriage, the contract. Actually, okay, by law, right? Exactly, tell exactly what you want. Don't assume that because they think I'll be habitat, right? And that's what it is. We go into, because they think gender role, think the other man I don't gonna think mama do. Because no friend here who recording cheer mama. Cheer mama. I don't know. Mama do. Good yeah, different time, different people.
Alweli yera na tiaga ting chiman kaya diar ka wadeng ma jarotat.
Exactly. So thing it you were tell her, you need to really know exactly what you want in the marriage and discuss before when we're and of course thing will go and change, realities happen, and will I want to hear a reaction from Dorcas before Banadu and on either Chol Maj or a thing young by, but a question Chol Ben the alternate comment section about the issue of equality. And person I like equality and I like equity. But I love come on, all equality in relationship because na and the people by marriage partnership. Equality because we're the name to now or 50-50 or those conversation I ben and kaka I quite towards. So what do you think in Dorcas Kubajala do non experience? How does that work? How does equality work or equity in relationship of empowered people? Dorcas, take it away. 3 minutes maximum.
Okay, children of Kwaljan January and this time, by the way. Okay, like to first define the word equity, like equity is, like, let me say, trying to make someone that is left behind treat those that are ahead, right? Like for me, Wally Butawani in, but I have an issue, I have problem, but we need to achieve the same goal, and maybe you are ahead of me. Then uh, people can focus on me more, right? To make sure that they push me and they give me more effort than you because you already have it and you're already good. So can you focus on me who is really backward and down to have left me, right? Put more effort on me more than you to make sure that I reach you and we achieve the same because that is what equity. When it comes to equality, that like you make sure that you do everything as like the same thing there. But let me say, for me, I also believe in all of them, and there's what I always say, me, I believe that women cannot be empowered without men. We really need men in our empowerment, and those men are our brothers. We really need them to support us, to make sure they push us, right? Those men can be our husband, so we need them to push us, and they make us reach there. Like right now in our community, I tell you like I really before, for us we are just trying to push and make sure we reach the women that in other communities. What do you do for a living? But for us, because we don't care about that. And why you care on there is that our community was just built all day, like built to like to have many people. They are right to have kids. But that's what some men do. They need to have many kids. That was the main thing. But right now, yes, we need to have those kids, but in the world today, most men need to be supported like a chilo too. Everything has changed, the economy, the renting and all those things. So if the young, what do you do for a living to go and add to his life? But now community ben is still now is not there. Maybe some people that consider that and thing. So when it comes to the high equality, like if you didn't get the most problem when you hero man, right? There's a statement that you on Facebook, a certain man and men were talking. So let's come to share the bill. Now we are going home and we're getting married. So when we go home, how are we going to share the bill? Woman, you go like 50-50. And he said 50-50, okay. We share the bill together. We share the roles like utensils, all those things, mopping the room and all those things. Brand go here, go, no, why it is 50-50, we are sharing it. So, and the guy said the 50-50, I mean, is us sharing the bills and you do the house chores and I protect you. And the woman was like, protect me from what? From the rain? Or from the sun or what? Because if we share the bill, what are you protecting me from? And let me tell you, what the care protection on the in our community is we are providing for your women in care protection mostly. Now not gonna get physically the fact remain that I will tell you that women are weak, I can learn weak. Me, I don't see that as a weak. That's our nature, and it doesn't mean that we have to be taken advantage of. It's our nature. Physically, we cannot fight men, but it's still the other thing that we can do with our strength that is so unique and it's for us, right? So that I can say. So when it comes to this equality thing, is really very hard because our brothers or husbands really need us to help them, but it always stuck on that point. Exactly deal in stacking. Let me say, if the man does not want a woman can be correct. Even when the woman is working on she can be because I don't know I think like if you buy charm with you me hakul catch well will actually I want to chin can I want to kin can even me I believe pretty well is that because a here so now you are you take it to look you run chicken on beach low but another communities my dear among you no more chilwe because you feel like it's part of it's your duty as a human being to do that. You can if you are capable of fitting other people you can do it, but for us because milu wakor ranya and ban kana loy yin ka ban and lo yin ka ban la kwa chile you'll be doctor, you'll be filer, you'll be what yin ka bala yin ka ban de yin ka ban lo. So we grow up like that, and I don't think like I don't share from ding you provide you brag about it. Yes, so that is it. The time now, the way you call on being a doctor, when she grew up and she feed her family, she will know her duty, her responsibility. So equality is stuck in a point when she got chicken there. Like you say, it's possibly a point when general it shows we can together, right? It is stuck there because they don't want it. And okay, let me say, it is in other people's culture, it is like that. But for us, they say, okay, home shows like all those things is yours. So it is stuck there. And some people will say that even you cannot support us. So this equality thing, by the way, is really very hard. But the fact remains, for me, inequality thing is that having the same responsibilities, to share the responsibility, like if the girl is now, if you can make your girl to be a doctor, then the girl can a boy to be a doctor, then your girl can also be that. So making sure to have the same opportunities, either you keep the right to be shared, right? Well, but the fact remains is due to the factors like physically, not particularly physically, why it is stuck there, right? Because there are things that men can do physically that need strength, and we cannot do them. So they can really hang there. There are things that we can do with our own strength that men can do, like giving back to a child. A man cannot do it, but we can do it. What can open there? Because that's all we can do. We have to carry a child, nurse a child, and give back to a child. One can open there. So this equality thing is really very hard. But if we sit down and look at the positive, like in a positive way, make sure that we balance and help each other to push each other up. It can hard. So it can really be very, very, very simple. But now because it's bothering me, like I'm on my own thing, like my own selfish thing, like my own gain. So it become very hard. But I am very simple. We make it going to live each other because when there's a man, even if they have anything, they cannot empower their woman. They have business because of real thing. I empower but there's a man who are really there. They really need to empower the woman. They need to make them have big business. They run and they do it because I need I let her down. They quite apply. But it is really, really hard. So what I can say that we need all of them. But me, I still believe that we hang here. So, but it's still that we just need to come to a common point of helping each other and supporting each other at that time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dorcas, for breaking down equality. I would really want 50-50 bill, and that is easy for me. 50-50 pregnancy and giving birth. I love that. we can do that. If we can divide those things, that would have been amazing. But no, what you said is true. We need equality of opportunities, not equality of outcome. Opportunities for both men and women, equality, respect, and dignity. And I'm not thinking about an opportunity before Banan. Our new guest, Go Bana, he had a chance to share his reaction. Welcome on board, Go. I really appreciate that you joined this conversation. It's almost toward the end, but you know your voice is important. I think that I want you to tackle this issue of submissiveness. It has come up in every now and then. You know, our men, they really care about respect and submission. And it can you think direct among empowered women. And for us to progress, we need to really address what does that mean. What does it look like to be an empowered, submissive woman, an empowered, respectful, submissive woman, who also paying 50-50 bills? I don't know. Please take it away. Let us know about this.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. For people, I did not introduce myself much. I'm a married woman, educated woman. I have masters, and I'm a career woman, child protection specialist with mental health background, and I have kids. I'm a mother of 3 boys, and talking about submission and the equality in marriage. By the way, when I got married in Juba in the church. And I was surprised that the guy who was giving, who read the Bible that day, preaching, is it called preaching? That day, actually enlightened the church on how the Bible justify gender equality in marriage. That I didn't expect, but that became my favorite part of my marriage. And they explained it. I didn't request them to do that. I don't know where they picked it from, but it turned out to be really good. So now coming to submission, I just want to let you know that empowerment or equality doesn't oppose submission, because submission in love or in marriage doesn't mean surrendering during war, you know. I think people mistake it like you have been captured in war, you have been overpowered. You know, relationship in marriage is not about two opposing. Actually, two leaders fighting. Actually, yeah, it's not like war. People are not fighting. When we talk about submission in marriage, submission is an element response to love. Sometimes we talk about being soft. Softness comes in when you feel loved, you feel protected, you feel taken care of, you are safe emotionally and physically and financially. Let me add that. That's when you become submissive. So that one has nothing to do with when you see someone is marrying an educated woman, that powerful woman, trust me, they are more submissive than because as long as they are well treated, they become submissive. Now bring someone from the cattle camp, mistreat them. And if they are not soft or submissive enough, they become very aggressive even. Yes, there was a time actually something came up, someone was talking about Wala my cousin kulwa, by the way, aneti ngure ya latia. You know, they were surprised. Gole, what? Gole, yeah. You know, that's a way of crying for help. Huh? If your needs are not being addressed, you find a way, you know, being ngade beni ping, ye balat, ye bayarom, ye bangolo. By the way, my late mom, and most of her songs are all about addressing family, you know, that kind of kubokoilage and all that. So sometimes people mock me, oh, ala intia ketima madu. Walele yongoba jalker. Jalvelen, I'm fortunate enough, and a jam. So wheelchair chair to quit a bibenke edit. Because during my mom's time, you know, you're trying to be respectful woman into Koibukai. ku jo ka be wel ke edit ago ku ben be in a polite manner. So submission I think in the relationship, as long as you love your wife, she will be that soft. By the way, I'm very fierce. Go to their families and you will find them. They are the most loving husbands. Acha kurbaka mention, but if you want in Balerando. Koi diena joran kujema public rural latke. Bana lor pande, ekaru pink anything, they are the most loving men. Same with us. Some of us at any walk out to address issues. Kuna lor pandu de kanang loninja. Based on loniani trait actually, the environment in Kekulel. So yeah, you get it. Submission is there, nananki okwenbe. But doku kulum, people submit to love. We don't submit to oppression. Is that okay? Thank you, Akwal.
Wow. People submit to love, not oppression. And of course, there are men who rare the boys very nice, very soft. And there are women love petrol line in the year quality bana you can buy kaga lead door katanga malpakish. I think you buy the truth will kill you one day. John, what do you think? Where up here in your bad that you live your okay, Chola,
Let me jump in. Let me jump in. Yeah. La. Okay. Yeah, I yen an lu agree when a point chi a thieng che kek well cause kaya chol submission ko e ben naturally. Okay. Na jam about submission and utane chol taco shalis rane chol taco shalis e kayan dodge game kaya chol respect kujala submission. Taco shalis e ran e toke headmaster sukule chol fula sukul town ni mulekan ran tie che ko je dui che ko je rel ukachin ke ye kadang but ko ay ryo je naturally ko ye respect naturally ching ran to kon yu ka dui taco even then for the entire ngadi uh, tam changa de fula taco be ben classic ache ben ga mukso dikina yer yo naturally chatting in yer yo based on your values chatting ko where that point a point on chan yar point ka tieng because ke chol respect ache ke yo gwe ko chatting na yin ke chepya you are treating your wife ngadi nicely ka ke chol penalty ka bela ben by default ke outcome lon wen che yin ka da jating so e yen lon yen ka ti yen en talking yeah ke chol purity by wala betik benang voice achin ror ror jwet amiar big thing then big dia can be kachanang voice in the family so betik benang voice is not necessarily be kadang be ya kadang e chol ngo be ya be yin ya gurro la fast ke family si achene kadang kana lekin betik benang voice e tikle nang anang ror ko ai diar ke na yi ke bay na nang matters ken ko ka bi ke discuss man na ye budget you know kada na beating del wel man ke toy bada kana below di so aketi am ne error ko kun ko kwa me error ko atawa ya everywhere and that's why am ne aran ba were chol samba kedang ba kedian ba jog gur you know anang family ya doy wel tena aya doy wel yuta ne jeta anang kol to ngulu wo 2022 wo ka lui juba ta nang pa na ra na loy ko ke kene ting de ai koi la riurot ku ka ne aro daret so mo je bo bu ku yin wo gut chane wo ta ka chwet ku go wo yin wo ben ka wo jor from foundation up to beam level ku le ya ting dia ben la banga ben tol ku jel a won boti go wo ku roofing go ka bay a good en che kadang e chol gol roofing a chin ceiling dan ti ben a chin labor ngadi labor cost ku create ben chwer ka pin chating so ku ke ga che karo de gur an ya because what rare I think for 3 weeks and ngadi 3 week plus ko jo jal in the evening so ke ga riurut ko e ke chol near na chatting du chan yar ka respect ela ben by default yen ke chok du na cha mon du chang ye luoi ka respect e jo la ben ya dang by default lekin na ye we ka taw ko ba ka wen yin jo ka dang ku jago warad gur ka ne yen ka dang yen ka yen en la ben so ba conclude a chin ror taw bi ite ne so a ching rana wen ko ba tie ka nyir ka nyati na ran che jam te na lo nyir ka nyati ja tawan dara tek so a ching ran because pin to wo tin kana epiat uh, life happens kuna ci pir ci lui happen so ka ci piet be family du betaw ke kadang betaw ke family ray dang wala benang bi ajar be go you are that same ngadi lekin na taw ko aro ko e ko ci pi ku and you understand yourself anang ayaton male kay doil bel ke chol yin wane tingdu we to ka we partners so in competition ko rot tingdu neng masters anang ko nyai ke diar ran anang masters ko chiting da chi ler for phd kuran den anang anang undergrad certificate ko chiting da chi ler for masters chating ai ko che date man tingdu ko to kan yin a che ran when lu we compete ngare le kakenim okay so ko yene mentality ko bu ko lom ting du ku ci lu excel ten ku leyinom just yeah let her ngadi let her get those praises kwa chen ko win nakin kwa chen ko win leri no after all e ngot ke ting du ya ting yana ka cho de aya dang nong diar ya mon du ku ye lu excel that the same thing sure.
Thank you so much for it, Dwight, for emphasizing the fact that people submit to love, people submit to respect, people submit to care. And it's something that Johanna Chialu and Burajibe also emphasized. And many people in the comment section, thank you so much, Atieng, for also emphasizing that. Welcome, Israel Nyang, on the show. In Chigao, but you're right on time before we close the conversation. Before banning an opportunity, by your point, but the end into this conversation, I want to go to Akwalda. This comment, it been a lot of time about women when they are empowered, educated, successful, not marrying Ruhr went under them. And Ruhr when totally working in the context into in West, into US, in a born unworthy, and majority of our wealthy, they go back home in the villages, in the refugee camp. On to on there, on killing Yirgo abandoned, it was a can be reasonable. Niraka doing back home and they want to still be connected. But anang chabam ji jo ben war damandaya or ko when on to twang a perga court. But I think court better from here I'll call a bear back home. So showing that rule will go to less educated women. In fact, they prefer to go to them nowadays. Someone said high school graduate or primary school dropout take a favorite career in our community. But rur kwanun chakar bay keka you ja be lad mani purchula. They don't want to associate themselves with the low men when I drop out or I think agenda in life. How can this empowerment be balanced? If we are willing to bring up Nirwin topping, you can tia kulu ka encourage ko ayi ka tau sukuli, ayi ka juor be ku chiem ka kwa we ka create ben a chin handkerchief. And then women I can ko win chinim don't get up and then okay. Be balance you then why is it like that? But you tell message to Martin that before Ben work young Israeli opportunity.
Smoke you. Into on mute.
Is it muted now? Oh, I'm muted. Okay. So thank you, Jan. You know, opportunity, but like we can begin soon because the Monday will expire. So I think go back to what we were talking about before. It goes back to low self-esteem, Rurai intimidated by Diarwan Nikang. They don't even want to try. Oche Diarwan Nikang, let me say, educated. But I don't believe in education does not make you better. It's the way you do your things, the way you think, the way you plan your life. I live around finding a decade, you and get your life, the get your plan, the way Ben we when I'm successful because I didn't go for papers and in degrees, but when you see their application, they don't even apply what they learn. It just is useless. It's in but time chirkene balloon kuchin kepi law ph. So tongen I think low man around kutak whether with the PhD or with what low person era when could how to tackle life in garanti chuku or can what the when come on we know why men go back. We know. Do you think these girls here they will accept to be third wives for what? They know I are be learn much makara gate. I keep you on the gate too. Now I much no mala tira makara ting and bacon. You just you're there, but your time is over, and no one want to be like that. So in kekala balwin and then they happy when ko ang kenda man you. Can ba ber ke lula mana de diar to pay I ke ga pe lui bay. We want to, but sometimes time itself can dictate what you can do. Okay, if you expect a woman to go to work 8 hours and you go to work 8 hours and then panto within where sometimes wear. Okay, are you expecting that woman to come back? The kid would not eat for the 8 hours that she's gone. Some of them do like 12 hours. Are you expect those kids to stay and wait for their mother to eat while you are there? That is impossible. You will not do it as a father. Those things are actually loom out of content. What we're doing right here is a survival. Even I can think about you got a kursiki and tell me if I'm wrong. Tika kila mwenye kursiki kumoja fat. Akila bro loy. It happened because of the condition toward thin. Sometimes the woman is not even there. Dia won Louis Loy Cook, Yilabala, Nebraska for job training. I mean, in Japan, that's why I'm Yilabala Hancock, Kumujabadunga. Can I take you that? A toy life toward thin. Marco Wanake Purudumi. Doing way a chap could offer to me, could love my channel. Bye. There's nothing anyone can tell me about Panaji and Kukoi. Watching Gilabella rocket in it, Kukoi. So I've been through both. Marco, you know, doing way a chap could do Lord Domi Balapur, and the Laban, whoa, jan for good. And those kids need to be taken care of. Thank to those men who are in their kid life because it will show later. Hard work pays off. It will show later. So in submission, keep better. If you love your wife, you do everything. It's automatically there. It doesn't matter whether you have a degree or what. It doesn't matter. The wife would be submissive. Okay, very hard kind of taking care of everything. If you're taking care of everything, you don't have time to think because tick is emotion. Like if you're drained out, you appear to be angry. They are angry because they're the one taking care. I mean, I'm talking about the one you go Biden. I look like angry black women because they're the one taking care of families. They don't have time to be women. They don't have time to be soft. They don't have time to be sweet because they're the one doing everything. But so anyway, in the cake, I will look at coin and get you doing a can jato because they can't go to but I'm judged.
Thank you so much. I can get you doing way and thank you for your time, your wisdom. It's appreciated. And I get the level of intellectual discourse or quite big thing on the youth and you into that perspective at your perspective at your bay. And so all of our guests and the youth and fellows here. So thank you so much. Even Baronya Bala to another work in the bal jala kunyali ken yin in the bal conversation but follow in the comment section and no question with the direct no. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I think you want to say something. I want to welcome Jacob Nyang.
Okay. But Jacob Konjam.
it would be nice, but Jacob Conway. So thank you for the knowledge. Jacob.
Thank you.
Yes.
Kanjam na Jacob Jalwa Ben.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you, Paul. And thanks to everybody. I'm very challenged. This is one of the best topic that I always long to talk about. To talk. Rinjabal Konwele Cholnyang Aler Jok. And man board. I was supposed to be in the meeting at the beginning of this conversation, but I had some family matters to take care of. Work will go informed in the beginning. I will let me join. So I'm really sorry to come late, but this is a community, this is a society issue which is really affecting us. And when a topic come up on China posted, I wrote a very long comment which elicited some reaction on Facebook, and then then we are going to post and this conversation be organized. Well, I would really appreciate to be part of. I wouldn't care. Then the family issue came up or excuse. So let me begin my. I don't know where you people have reached, but I have picked some one or two things, and again, because I think most of what I was supposed to talk about have already been tackled, but I will raise some point. Maybe so number one, we are a society in transition from our traditional belief to modernity. Let's say overboard, modernity, I think you work with 90% of our population, early 2000. From 90s and going to 1991, we were most of us were in the village. And around my birthday. So when I was around 14 years, and again, the one on it, and I did panic jam. And again, traditional gender, role, and cultural expectation. That's number one. On the panic jam, we had different roles as men and women. Anang loy ke yirur ke loy, kwanang loy ke diar ke loy, in which mojachin loy diar ke loy achi ke libule ke loy chman yitar. You cannot cook as a man. Ku guti ke chil le bugo kemuy ta keringen. Ke chil bula yep team dirga kemuy del bedo pa team tiga but team betum yim dom elonero. Keringen. So there is a cultural belief and so ale ben modernity, educated and successful women challenge this traditional structure. Challenge. When a woman has a higher education or strong income or professional status, some men fear losing the authority in their home. Like most of them are decision makers at home. Most of them are decision makers. Any create benetuke yung beloy, yung belum beloy ade or yung beloy tuke. But with our current setup, the concern now is not always about love, but who decide and who command respect within the family. Now in modernity now we have the same equal right as a husband and wife. I can make a decision as a wife. Queen be and pingin mo. Can I hear or check court? can I check it? One of the things you can work final decision makers. Anything that involve the family and the final decision maker. In which I let it protest lo yung lo ba kene lo ile kubala kene lo ile kamo cha lo ile I tika chan and don. She's challenging my authority. Again, one of the reasons again. Number 2 is fear of losing masculinity identity. And again, in South Sudan, masculinity is often linked to provision, control, and dominance. When a woman earns more money or speak confidently in public or challenge decision logically, some men feel threatened. And again, many Dinka men worry in marrying a successful woman will make them appear weak. And again, this is we have grown up in a society in which a man is believed to be strong, to be dominant over the female. And again, and when this dominance is challenged, then you will see that there is a lot of disagreement at home. And then number 3 is the fear of assertiveness and independence. And again, many men associate educated women with being too outspoken, disrespectful, and unsubmissive. While education promotes critical thinking and independence, it is sometimes misunderstood as rebellion by our Dinka men. For example, a woman who can jam in a public like a man. You can you command respect. Kamu do ale ngale. We do ya week in the outshine. Because we have been made to believe that a man is the one who is supposed to be outspoken, who is supposed to have stand in front of people, and then command dominance, and all this. So some men fear the educated wife will challenge their cultural practice and refuse polygamy, reject traditional gender role, or receive interference from in-laws. These are issues that are very sensitive to our men. And then number 4 is family and community pressure. Family and community pressure. For example, in Dinka setup, marriage in Dinka culture is not an individual choice alone. Family, especially, the elders often influence whom a man should marry. Some families discourage their sons from marrying educated women, fearing conflict, divorce, or loss of control over the household. And again, there is always fear that educated women may prioritize career over family, obligation, childbearing, or rural life, which clashes with traditional expectation. Can elaborate more on it? When it comes to marriage is a family thing, and family invests their resources in marriage. Like a Tigran man, and the family they have expectation, a lot of expectation from your marriage, because they know okay chigagam or all the resources can chigagam na letting do ale loyat thing buy me along by Miss Kola did me, they will still get their shares back. Like ale nyandu ale tia. Ma's relative will still gain. So they always have a lot to say in your marriage. And again, they always have a lot to say in your marriage. So that is one of the things. And then most of our parents they will discourage their because that's their son got married educated woman, because they know they believe that an educated woman is very powerful, and then they can leave any time. And again, so that is number 5 is high divorce anxiety. And again, educated and financially independent women are more likely to live abusive, unhappy, or disrespectful marriage. This reality creates fear among men who prefer marriage, where women endure hardship silently and fear for the sake of family honor. You know, okay, most of the things were quite mopping by, you know, I mean, all the resources were in the control of the husband, of the man. In which you lose resources. But now our modernity, women are earning. They have resources. And when the man become abusive in the marriage, then they can leave the marriage anytime. Because there is nobody want to be abused. Let's say being no, or being disrespect, or a lot of other things. If you are an independent woman, you can just leave that marriage. And again, so that is the reason why we discourage our sons from marrying educated women, because these women they can leave anytime, and then when they leave, then they lose their resources. Insurance is like dowry is part of insurance. And again, so that is one of the things. And again, another thing, number last, is cultural transition and identity crisis. South Sudan is undergoing rapid social change due to education, urbanization, and global and globalization. Many men are caught between tradition and modernity. Educated women symbolize this transition, forcing men to confront uncomfortable questions about equality, partnership, and shared leadership. So most of us we still believe in our tradition. And everything we do, I check. Can I check culture that she lawyer? Can I check culture that she lawyer? And I'm with one wife. Like for example, na law but when one wife, he ngin failure.
My you or hand as like husband.
And then kulala inji take a chichog a chichog hand back. Getting take chog hand back. So what will you do? In wave yo can but you go and marry another wife and other things, you become dominant. Look at you take a doll. Actually, let's say na kichala lwela lo kuche chawer ting du chala ping. Biting do lele ununge kana yang ngeda chi peda le kwa ngena bloela kulo ping. Kulo ko kala ben hala wet ku wur bo lela la bati ka ping to. Ai ni chi take a chido. Let tiarenum. Kuyong bloela angene. You'll see them disobeying their wives. And again. So that is one of those are some of the things ke chake prepare banga bi jamtin and again. And then we are social human, we are social animal. We learn from the past. And again, most of our work kukopo antere pani jianga. We believe in the past, in our tradition. Let's say now 90% of the divorce you could maybe between near Kipia Kujala Kop, Kujala Ro, then they will just conclude that near Kipia. But it is just a matter of understanding. Then again, a matter of understanding between you and your wife as a man. And Rangun Bijalo, Nakal beating to get therein, very important. Very, very important. But another thing also, Anang were tongue to bad near where you like a chol purlatunga. These are guys let's say most of them are successful ladies. Aroniar Kwarutia, Kabuku le Jangdala, you know, it goes back now to our old ways that the man is supposed to provide. Now, I'm going to take a bit in provide, that then you are that word, Urlantunga. Now, that is one of the things and Louis Coco can look at discourage here. That is what our society has also believed. Another thing also, let's say if you are a successful woman, who ngadi kele discourage kadenya, like let's say if you are successful, kunong any disagreement between you and your husband, you sit down. Solution is not always, and I can fend for myself. And this marriage, I can just leave this marriage. I can go and fend for myself and my children. That statement, it is really contributing a lot to our to divorce rate and to the challenge of the status quo of the men. And then just sit down, talk about it. Divorce in your things. It should be very far. Bijala last resort. Let's say to change mojala ngadi jala ke jali yong too much. But then it's a small disagreement. Then you just sit down, talk about it, come to an agreement, and everything shall be well. So thank you so much. And in case of anything, you had a question concerning this, and free answered. Thank you.
Check
Thank
my
you.
comment.
Thank you so much, Jacob Nyang. Last but not least, in the conversation, you actually brought new insights. So you were not repeating other people's point. One very important, unique point, Chabenial, is the fact that water in transition period. Dinka in particular. So journey from transition from our traditional way of life to urban way or modern way of life. I cannot complain. So we are living both worlds at the same time. And so that is bringing confusion. You explain it really well, I think, about the thing that is really important, critical thing that we should always keep in mind when we talk about the U-turn. Are we U-turning back to our tradition or are we U-turning to the future? I've been fixing, but for real water in transition. You talk about the issue of extended family and the community at large, impacting individual choices and decisions. Kwede jwaj engineer chila ben kene degree holder nyande. Eka che any final say the community have judgment ke ben loe. Or na equal play which are ping pande ken moinde. And then community anong say, the society anong say, liblo wala yin chukurba ma yulgu yin wene banya kwala lu you control. You need thing that be napping. Or thing we to go walk. Something like that. So that impact we need to know that actually small men. Sometimes we were that are not small men who are fearing women, but there is also a small aspect of small families, big I think, small communities, big I think that have not understand the challenge, and of course so. Because of time and all of us walk out a screen, I have an opportunity to react and to add your final U-turn message because what you are called babe. So about goal now motion proposed and be motion when a cholo match. So, but based on all this discussion, what is your major takeaway or what is your way forward? Now, kapaga karto tinchini ma ben yal dia kala baga karto is one thing that in the internal conversation here is the issue of Purlan a very complicated topic that you discuss on, but a book to clarify the disconnect between that which empowerment and but you'll take it away. What do you think? That this conversation met the why? Why is this conversation important? Has it met the expectation?
No chakale you are coach ping kujela coach will contribute to this discussion. you know, okay, even the chaka kwalwa ke jirio le topping little watch nang resolutions I give it all like what abla tear ko abro go ni ani chuo golo pe ani chuo well we are not here to blame each other bulwa kai diar ku kai ro ngoben system lan ter wa system man te le wa tin ka kor bu question bu bungin would bu filtered so ko ba jak di to ke nyang ye le you know the issue of extended families yen ke kur you know their expectation I kor mana jeti ya ti akana ka na chi ga ke beauty ke loy ti ne jal ger tin ki ne nyan ti jal you know the empowered one kar ba ingar ba jal in kar ba jal kun ti ne jal ger tin ke in won mo ndu we ti jal pi ja jal mata de ko jal me no won pan don ni ne yal don ngin wala me no wuro dun chien yen dur al ngin ki ra ri den to we ka kor yir gen to lo mu be ke skule a be ke dir war bin jal to ba jal to ma tar ba jal bu jo ko da bu gir kra na ji won da chi ber dio bu jal tinge ke loy tinge nge gan ting de ta na ka chin mar ku ka a bi kwan nyal in ko ku ha ji ber ge ta ko la 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 ung che dum ka la blo ko ran pe ku bi ke ne ke ban wo lew ni mu ke we nyir che ngade a che bala le la ke pan de ku mi chen ja ka di won mo indian mo inde jal ko dum ku bi a pan te de ne bu jal be nyal kin ngadi a vacuum from the family or from the extended family or relatives are kind of dil job kan so we jaga lum in get any nyan ma ton ngi nyan che empower in luitin ga da ya da ti chen wo empowerment chen wo ko lom tin wo ko che wo mo nyang wo ku yu ko ji pe da che lo su kuli empowerment akin kon liu e biyo ke biyo ngona pan jing ke jal wel ko jal wel madina man ko ngadi on tayar nyan che empowered panden you see nyan che empowered panden ke wona ben ku dom pande ku bi ku lo tip ko wa nger non ko lo nyan che empowered ku nyane bi asle ku ni ci jal di da changi juma de de ron lo ku ene no na la lo ben urto no na lo ben urto la ke mo ci ka kin mo ben uti ti bu ge to bu nyai to chien ga jen ke ka asle ku in ke man de de ka they were never empowered ku ni ke ci empowered na ber ke lo ni be ke ni ja ke ci empowered ka ben bai ke ni tin ai ne tin on along ner dia ni cheri nyande achel achi ja ro den ko den pande nyir tero no chran tum den pande lo pola ya chi den chi ngare den ta go lo je lo diang ke je galum a ni je bala ben ba da run ko kero e nyande jal ko ni pio jal fa ni je pio bala ko je lon ngana ko ngo nyande ro nyande ngin ngana ke ngen ngadi go jala ben ko bi pande jal ne ngin le de on nyanon den ko je ko la wan o ke diang nyen go ben go yu bai lo ngi tip ko man ko lo ngi lo go ben go jel ko ya ti akin mo nyanda akin yu bai go ben jel ko ti yin aga loy kana go lo ga to ma nyandu nga loy kana ke nyandu le do yu dom di ri pur nga loy kana go jalo mo jel ran pur de ye na ga amre ke ya jel diaw you see ngo je ran pur de lo ju pur de ga amre ke ya nya bai je lo chi chu yi in e nya ni chi nya bai nyal bai la nya bai nyal nyan ma ton bai nyal pan den go ben go chu pan de loy pan ni hin yop ko mo je gam go ben go bi nyal in cái empowerment cái akin có liu tiền hoa cái giáo bài mình tự tế giáo diang đến hoa cái giáo bên giáo bài empowerment on cái lo cái different ku cái lối cái mình nhìn mình tự tế cái gì chừng chỉ empowered pan đó in nhị bài ku bài pan in bo pan đó khi baru bài pan dunia là đó bài tip chỉ cái tip coi mà cái giáo bà bi chả cho mình quên pan cho bài school là chín chứ cái bài cái nín bài gì so empowerment akin có liu so my key take away nyi mana de kin watch it understood ka we wo ka ter ga nyi ke but ti chen bi ga wel go tin ga wa dor kal nyin wa nyin ya la wo ka mi sle queen gane nyan che empowered you see ai yu lo go ba ko chu ka ai yu lo go ba ko chu so ka kor ba kon nyi sle queen za kin ko liwa ya daru tero ni ka sle queen nyana ma tete because ki chop ko no me pya ga yin yin ga bi ga ler twem kwa chia kin na de ga lo ran chin de o ko bi ta no yin be ler ngen you see so I know what you're dealing with. You understood very well. To learn what in Korkuman the Kora and the Ben Witch and Marco by Kwan Young be within Durnia by Nialon. So thank you. I really appreciate our contributions, all of us. So quiet deal what your opinion. I know Kati Jalcha Dung and the work Dilio Dil Jala Ngade dil jala randa kin show ngin attend it, but I dili watch the Joe will go and to land.
That is really, really amazing. Really amazing. Dorcas, do you believe that what you're feeling? And anong question ci bent na ba tier ñi dira maybe we are like you maybe answer ke or a theory by but are we alive?
Yeah, sure, we are lying, and the fact remain that empowerment is for those that need to be empowered. Even as a girl, if you stay at home and you don't, if you only ask for a week, they will give you for the week to go and buy a week. If you has to be helped, like to get learn a skill, like being like let me say, to grow children school, still you can be empowered. Uncle pay na uncle pay makana uncle pay this and uncle pay what. It's only when you need it. But if you only ask for a week and shoot takes every time and a caring movement, that's what they will give you. So empowerment is not only about getting a degree. So we align here, and also the fact remains that it is discussed when children. The main thing is having that boys to see women that they have the biology gen brother Elwell, and again unknown boys and could hear something that was not there when I bear man can we contradict it, but the men that believe that they believe that they are living in present, but yes they are from that culture, but they have to harmonize it because they are not living in the old time, they are living in the new time. They will harmonize it and align it, and that's why I can say yes. We like here we align, and for me I believe
Dorcas Luya pros, but she has agreed that what Luya lie on that topic. Kar but do not query judge before bala do not ala kir, and then Israel Young and then Atia. So query judge. The question is also when a jama chaping into all different perspectives, what you root pure, what you learn from each other. The question was about the too much of women successful, and the goal is that, we want our women to be empowered and to be welcomed back to society, be embraced, be supported. Big families can big mu, big mirror, big ideas, big approach. What is your final reaction? And if you were to send out a U-turn message today, kaya kuno bal either empowered, nyirun to our community, our men, what would be your final say?
Yeah, shukran Areta Kwalku. Anchera and Bena Chak Lech, especially our viewers, Kujala Koichu work join. So we check Lech Ben. I think I the longest show chan and because it is almost clocking to 3 hours chatting. So which mean show kana lui ku anang impact ko number of viewers ngot ke steady can lui drop. So yeah, a chi chola chir ni ta wen ke chola be be dia be ka empowered a chi doi ta ta kan e kadang ka chi jo wel ko ke chola education in current kadang in this modern world. So a ching ran manen be nya be pyo wala be take benang highest level of education below a shift. So a ching ran manen na man ku ma ka di chu ni ra ka kwa di yu ke pen chu ke ta su ku le cha ting. So a ching ran wen man e ke ti ko kan ni ran ben. So am ni har be nyan ku be a successful ye na ke cho ka ting dun be ben ku be a successful a ke yen ja to eten nong nong nyir uh, e brand be education belum chi belum ke dang di da wen be no ko ja wo pe but be lom ke tu la wen be queen be tao be zanum chatting. So ay yen tan education kana yen ke chok de nong weti. So education ata wa ya chi tao ke ka wen yen nur mo ko nyin chal wen ko nur doj mo ko nyin ai ko wen mediocre chatting ai ko wen chin ka wen ja tao kana ke yen ka era na ye jom education jo mo ko nyin chating kana chi top. So education atau che atau ke dang bas ke ko wen being sustain ko banang ke dun the final goal wait chin dang ke no ko pye wait chating. So na lo ko dua su kulik banang master sa ke wen du ka ko ra chan ba le twen wala ba ka dang chating. So education lum kwa ya kuna lum kwa ya ko wa coi biết thì gọi là coi biết cái tiệc then cái trên cái bên tròn tròn trên cái bên cái bayใน family so good en cheten kana anam bu ko jeten kwan chara na bena chale shukran.
Thank you so much, Kuru George, for your U-turn message. Yina chapingina la kira elo we kanyir ji empowered doke emo ko nyin tinure. And chi Jacob Nyaga chi lerun kule ke one of the fear actually confirms that some men are really afraid about women because when a woman has option, they can move out anytime. And you know, some men, they most like all men value stability. They want to be prepared for life in thick and thin, in sickness and health. But sometimes near you they only want to be there in good time. When things become really tough, they better suffer alone than big lose suffer under a man. So, what is your U-turn message and maybe reaction to those comments? Take it away.
Um, I was going to say that children when got a alternative from the west kubikala tiek a year kin loss college. I want to say there are exceptions. When I was growing up, I think high school level was the average highest level of education girls could attain in the community. And actually, some guy came from the US and his requirement and with took high school, right? Unfortunately, there were not very many girls that took high school in the area, and they were looking at me. My auntie was like, absolutely not. Chira loy. Yan yan kaya law school yeah na forget. What I'm trying to say is men do value education. Men do want to marry near to law college, and although chi a bukula near chi kwere jo achelo doke education mo kanyin, the reason work education bay nyala heritage is really not to intimidate men. That's not the intention. Personally, I want Near to be more proud of their education and empowerment achievement and live their life out loud. Ago Near tigo kaya tingna deka lots of college is not something to be ashamed of. It's not something you need to dim your light at chanabamoj by you, right? It's something you could claim out loud and proud and on social media. Now, Lord Mandana, I haven't done the research, but if you go on TikTok and tally the people are proud of their own achievement, la sukuli wala la terluai ku kachi kawai road, and people achieve a kachi rur ken kawai keka, there's a big gap. I saw a woman unwrapping their iPhone from the husband, and she mentioned every year her husband give her iPhone on her birthday, which is amazing. I want my sisters to be taken care of. Lakini, how you live your days and what you're exposed to every single day, it shape your worldview. It center, valuing kichi moy more than kichaloy. I'm not saying that naturally when she could be iPhone. Actually, buy me a car, buy me a house. I am happy to receive this the gifts. As Teramochi is to take care of the wife, it doesn't matter. It's you have there's space for you in Carbalero. I encourage you to see what value you bring to a woman's life. It can be providing, and it's more so providing. Our sister Aqualaraj mentioned that neutral school actually they not necessarily care about your education. They care about they like you, you click, you can have a fruitful conversation, you can have a meaningful life together. I want to say personally, yeah, Kenneth took high school and you're running a successful business, you're able to bring in the bag, we are good. Nobody cares about this, when you are to high school or to university. I think empowerment is how you apply yourself in life and how you solve problems and how you acquire your livelihood. Na China use a kin loss of college. Just imagine what that person could have done. Actually, loss of college, right? So a car be education balloon kay empowerment. Achi car be near be humble. Oh, you don't do that. Don't be loud. But na check it loud can be near thing. It nan be the loss of college. How are we going to tell the little girls that it's a good thing to go to school? It's a good thing because you can afford your own rent, you can afford your own phone, you can buy stuff that Chile Biran and Kaluba because I think a lot of responsibilities and we've seen it. Our brothers are really going through it because they're expected to provide for everybody, right? And I look at Chirot be and people start comparing. Women are competitive in that they will compare, oh, monyanga chicken achuot, yung china huyen. Kunacha golon tindu chayo kila bagwa hoirot. You don't necessarily need to wait for someone else to do it for you, right? So katoke generalized misconception ato. There are exceptions. There's a reason we talk about the empowerment, and I want to bring it back to sorry about Beloika, bring it back to Posa One that caused a lot of controversy. Yira and I, or Yira and Tottenham on the screen, the next time your uncle is going to get married, or your brother, or when Kuidit or Arwai Kanin, encourage them to marry someone that is educated. Because na yoko near chilo sukule yaka right, kulaka pigan kilo sukul, then the young girls you're teaching them that we don't like you if you've done something for yourself. When was the last time chin wan mudba America? Chanyon yan chilo sukule. Like, let's be honest, people don't really want to do it, right? So I am giving you the call to action. A high value man, it doesn't matter how you define the high value. Give them equal opportunity. They may say no, but at least they know they are being desired. And being desired by a man in a patriarchal society is actually what women strive feminism idea, but in reality we desire to be we're social being. We desire to be wanted, to be loved, and to be, married and whatnot. So abajapolitan jama kinto, we need to take this conversation offline. Go le uncle the yin kulala tiang school. Don't be doing this thing. John Yirti cha look up to education as something that is valued by men too.
Like another point as well, very interesting about centering attention by women. And one person actually comment got and the other where they are to give to. By the way, they are do it. They are and give, but they are not proud to share. Like if but when you go iPhone man ada actually on live on TikTok ku jere wallahi ati roda ting dia ati yen give a better now and then um and so it doesn't mean it's not happening there. And if it is not if, because who don't even appreciate being pampered, then maybe the urban don't have incentive, but they do it. The problem now again they are like what they are, you intel about rod village wala an degree holder. Kay ka luaye wrong. Or antro way iPhone, eke wrong. But mo jale bu krianda o kule lui pose lo. That is a Mercedes Benz. Can or be up could get a ten when you added to go to be sick that you'll be it now be sick is the next thing. So will show up, but they are encouraged to not show up. And that is a chalakir. So yin yang in the bear, a chalakir actually let women let them show their qualification. In Korea, let them show their degrees, their cars. Of course, we one rule. It would be very nice, actually. If we could judge, hello, my girl gave me this car. I don't know how will that sound. And with y'all about on you share. That would be really amazing to see. But Nyangda, Jabeda, so now that, there is this debate, we want women to understand that, by being loud can cause problems. But we also don't want them to not be loud because they can discourage because it's okay. Be nyabu mo de lay no or man the lay no but not Benham like, right? So maybe you are be mo jita ting the jale no, right? Ting dia degree holder. Eka kia kwara ja chulwe kulwele, you know, that one is mean that nyana che empowered. Na cha empowered. Kuyin chenero ba kudu ya lwel wala an cha empowered. Eke kera ande ke lo lwel ka chiru bata pani jiang man. Who is the ngadi Jong Agwemo the most, you know, artist pan bor man bidiar ja cha ujera ande ko kerbi. How would that sound? So that's when people were there. So could wajab in young by you 10 messing to Bajamar, what is the way forward? Do you align? Are this conversation are productive? Has it achieved its goals? And then after that, so take it away, Nyanga.
Yeah, and thank you, Paul.
Inyal
Yeah.
long ran chol godon godon nyal ngade inyang ran chol godon nyal bok. So ko along question den to ko ba nya ina kwal bi nyang bi jalo answered maybe on our behalf. Bi jal final remarks bi jal tao. Because I will pass my question to man on stage. I don't know your question in the gornya to yang korba thing. Ran chonga de ku bin ku buting together ku binyang jal ngade bengan ber chen ngande.
All right, I will search for it, and Yang, you can go ahead while I look for the question.
Question can those men on stage pledge that their children would not go back to the village to marry an educated girl while leaving educated ones?
Yes.
A question, the other.
Yes, about answer key in your run wrote on the alternate, so by you can listen to Jam conclusion.
Yeah, I think marriage is a personal choice. As an individual, I cannot dictate who my child should marry. I read a movie in Nigerians. And this is a cultural clutches also. Achi alwel mende le ting and panchen inyar well and good. I think Madina well and good. A personal choice, but I can you advise the person, but don't make a decision for them. You can tell them the positive part of something. You can also tell them the negative part of, and then it is now up to them to decide. My final statement. I think Kenya. Kudaman one chantok high school gana. Gola kako mabala pyuch. And tukule galan pyuch ne baranam gags. 2013. They tukule year. And it really made me very happy. So that I can convey my message of women empowerment to them directly. Now one can be bala year on Saturdays. Any year on Saturdays on Kakumagana. Go near Bala year Mogadishu. I've been on Saturday. And again, I get on Saturday. That was women empowerment also. And I put that almost Chapel. I think that was my final school banja tweeting from the camp. Then I think Mani Chapel and most of you. And again, and really on I think that and I tweet which really made me very happy. It me on that I'm pure come. And again something. Sorry about that. So what I can say, one month yin kuiran kuyin yar binyere kai kubilo tukuli. Why don't you want your wife to be educated? I think most of educated guys yes, they always encourage their sisters to go to school. And again, so why wouldn't you? And again, why wouldn't you allow your wife to go to school. And again, question I make a statement about it. She give from their wife, she give to the public. It goes back to what I had mentioned before. What do the society says about provision? Who is supposed to provide? It is a man. And again, telephone and iPhone or in a public what will the society say? That's one thing. Or and you cannot provide. There is no day big law on public but 90% of them they cannot do it. So what I can say about in America, the divorce rate is very high, and single parenthood, especially single mothers, are very many in US, is among the Black community, and that one has really affected their children. Most of the children are the one who are committing a lot of crimes. They are all indulging themselves in drugs, and then you can upbringing of children is a shared responsibility. Nang ran she work jamon in Juba. Well, anang will you make a ping tong mamade? Kwana will you make a ping tong babade? Kwana will society kaleki? And then the children now will be able now to gauge and weigh what they have learned. They now start learning, and then that's when they find their bearing in the society. Now le single le mam into mamadu or into babadu kumora you will be busy as a parent, as a single parent, to look for something, to look for what to eat, and then these children, they will be left with no guidance. This they will be left with no guidance, and then they will not be able to learn. They will go and learn from their friends. Now, learn from their friends. That's when you will find they have committed some crime because they did not have an information in the beginning. So, as a society who are in transition, we really need to empower our women, because where she brother education akor bolom na cha anong degree or anong masters, and you are a working class, take education, take bin tau on the table. Yeah? Don't take it as if now you have a degree or you have a master's, you have a PhD. You are better than your wife, or you are better than your husband. Take it when be work peer. Another thing I do, you know what we have no control over our lives. So as an individual, I have no control over my life. You have no control over your life. In which na cheating do not you empowered. Let's say if you lose a job today, what will happen to your family? What will happen to your children? And then you lose your job, what will happen to you? But I just think that you're empowered, today, then your wife will be able to provide for your children. And again, God forbid, how will your children remain? Let's say you are the only breadwinner. How will your children remain? We really need to talk about them critically.
Wow, wow, wow. I see interruption has happened, but Jacob Young really touched the key important points and is aligned with the fact that empowerment for women is good for families, it's good for community, and it's good even for men because if now any issue you're in, getting the backup. What you know, but backup meaning in insurance, and society has changed yet on in when we real could be thing to low inherit could be support. And even in those days, kake when you talk kake and when peer got coin that so the article inherited were used, abused, actually, not even empowered. Kind of their children. Because of those arrangements. But with empowerment, I think to empower in the older context and even now in this modern context, it cannot hear because everything is sorted. So thank you for that, Nyang. Tiếng gặp lộc bà xíu đã giá tiếng we're coming to an end. Tiếng yin cho ping, yin cho bear, point you jack raise. And one of the question nong chi then quality raise one. And then some of the one of the most important question actually that is affecting our community here is that the fact that uh, empowered women they are prone to divorce, and that is scare people. And in our community, I think a lot one when is Africa or one village because na be and here ka boku ye empowered ku le ro ku cho we ko ju bagu ma ro advice now bigger ngari be diar bigger chorer bagu not bring them abroad because we are empowered for be. So as you conclude this conversation, bear that in mind. Is empowerment, is it a distraction to families? Because in get the core of this conversation, we believe that empowerment should strengthen families, should strengthen community. But there is this big narrative out there that empowerment, I see a family's choice stable, instability, and that is affecting, the progress that women are making our community. So take it away, too as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And this is a great conversation, and I'm really happy. It's getting late from my side, so let me. So, in summary, empowerment is not arrogance, and the idea of too much mean that it comes from people who feel too less. Normally, the small men. That's how we refer to them. And we all agree that a lot of people are no longer the small men. They have moved away from the small men. And these are the people that sees what Akwal is doing and it inspired them instead of giving them anger and all that. They see us as people that, like a lot of people that I have taught, myself, I'm a teacher. I always find them saying, you really inspired me when you were my teacher. Because one thing that most of us who became teachers in Kakuma, we were not just only female, we were also young. And we taught people older than us because the common thing we have, most of us finish high school at younger age compared to most of our brothers. I don't know why. Yeah, so, and having said that, it is not arrogant, it adds values. Most educated women that I have interacted with, they have raised very strong families. For example, Katiba Banat, they were the first female that they did it all. Most of them went to the bush. Let me use that. Okay, your way, school. A lot of them ke secondary school. I interact with them a lot from my family level to even outside. Most of them are my close friends, relatives here. So those women are thinking, so that is a testament to empowerment being good for family development. Like I said earlier, empowerment it adds to the basket of the society of the families, and that's why nothing despite kukala rom kukayende, they still raise families. So coming to the question of quality, divorce rate of high divorce rate of in the Western countries. So to be honest, a in the comment that until bukunye the difference between a slave queen and educated woman ka watch twin. Now take example by the Western countries. I actually assume that you are talking about our own South Sudanese families abroad. And if that is the case, remember right? Just because take a visa you US will kill Canada doesn't mean a go educated woman. So now look at it this way. And we really need to do research data to show you guys, educated women, they are not divorcing at high rate. And that one, by the way, if you have 5 women who are educated in your family, and education mean ran to high school, I'm not that ambitious when it comes to that. Kulokor cases of divorce, okay, remember also we are talking about empowered, educated and empowered. So Nachijabe empowered ke divorce are why? Because first of all, they will actually choose people Cherupin Keneke. And that's why you see, okay, unless you will count our broken relationships, go kuan ter war ku me ko kuan war child marriages arrangement war chuka broken up wa ya tien ku yigo kwen ke divorce, I think a data dwala nial. But the real marriage beniti akin chipie are rate can be in divorce because at that point ngaye ke kora yeyu. And these are the women you will see walking to marriage with low expectations because kiko know in marriage. By the way, marital advice, I'm 10 years in marriage. I'm only 8 actually. But yeah, let me add this. The most important thing in marriage is low expectations. Low expectations in marriage, because when in the village, Abala she has her own expectations that Abala introduced Pir Madina, Kwabala Arnial, they actually call it Nial. In the generational poverty, about they expect you to solve the problem of in the families. We don't function like that because if I actually feel an generational poverty but tackle already at a goal there. So I will never expect my husband to be the one doing that. So that point of education being correlated with broken families, it can achieve correct, and we can do more research on it. Now coming to broken marriages and all this, it can a trend and it goes with. That's why they always say cultures are really change over time based on the situations. A good you are there, by the way, anang communities yen divorce ke dirde. Kwanang kwet kok chen ke doi tik. So nanyi ju kwane kula ne chulan kwanti ya kuboko pel on the village kuben kwadu kwere babadu. E chitike titiwan kuboko weni nang a cousin toke chino man or inang uncle dun kin man tiak kuke nyane koka. Now kubabi you catch pie kulepel. What would make us think that education kacho in chopel? Kukanyi jun ter wake ake ye doj pelon, anang kwedi aga nye kulwela kaka doj pel. Those factors get out in. So basically education has nothing to do with high rate of divorce. Now thinking about divorce a broken of family. Families can also be broken to genetic abuse abuse. That family is also broken. Now the difference is what we don't wait to that extent beneranto. Nachi jage kena weiku ke injal wena weiku. And that's why in a thing nowadays, and rare cases of women, yenaran kept rot meat mat, and in fact, near Japiaro meat mat. Ache jal with a lot of drama and a jangala. Because in korba piria, in mirot. Queen korba mit kupiria, because midluik raised in a toxic relationship are worse off than midluik raised by a single parent. That's another research, a valid data. So, yenkake karba the editor. In Kumot Kalua emphasize, despite all these allegations against educated women, acha kor benefit karo lowered because even if you lower yourself, cool. Akachin ko bija entropy, kulwelo akwal den ware riande chibaga we kwe chate chuk achan bloom ke yeng ke rot humble eroja chuok. They will never do that. They will actually laugh at you kujelo jalgo kawara kade ego good. So we should not lower our standards. Again, anang ke chilwelo na education achu could be amo konyin. By the way, ko achu pia ta nyelon nyelwelo ndwela keran kin pia ke kada mo konyin. Yeah, what dear, by the way, it reach a point watching time with education mo konyin. Especially work, Akwal can attest to that. Work wachi jal nang min mukuke. Wanang roar, wanang in-laws to deal with, wanang our own families. Because one thing is, na chacha pia a lot of burden from your family. Na choko 100 or over 200 cows choke alone. They will still be on your neck. Because abungot kalwela loy kadane. So we ended up wanang too much responsibilities. Can I watching time for dramas? Coming to long and the gips kumubana. Yes, I bear kuke exhausted. Long a gips, I was guilty in Elwela Kuala. Anarantung, I will never come out kujal ket chin ke potung ka moindia. That young moindia ka ting me at the neating bucket yakor. Because the moment Ben moindia oi iPhone jadid. First of all, I don't. I think the only time in the NPO Miron, only that I'm a millennial. So when I was dating boyfriends, I catch a gifts. But I think a boyfriend, a gift, a pure mere. Why? Because resources ke ache kakwa. But kaka my husband kakwa. It wouldn't bala iPhone. Kuchi iPhone actually, it can lose for our family. So sometimes I nang this resistant kulel you win a lagaje can it as long telephone yang what kului. I think I'm good. One uncle bebenial waburia, why ye buy, you know? Ekake, I don't think it in doon be a chin jala mang chin kapo tunga moined. Actually be in mind, could well in a state be walk when the use go walking at a panda yigda or what could plot in. Because we walk upon by the way, I be our plot board. I think that is the difference between the slave queen or Nirkin Pia, Kukato Madina, Kujela Nirchipia. So it depends with how you take appreciation. Work in my family actually, or most of my circle, we do appreciate. By the way, are the most grateful people. We appreciate. Because most of us, we did not just happen to be here. We were supported by families, by people who commit themselves. Can I work late? But now, do we have the energy to do TikTok just because Rane was help? No. That is, I think, and if that is what you guys want, you are even in a wrong relationship. So in Karbala, now coming about submission and being soft, based on mutual respect, love. Well, I love your wife. Ekabia soft, kukabia submissive to you, because we submit to love, we don't submit to oppression. Thank you so much, Akwal, and I hope we will meet on the other topic. For people who want to follow me, I'm the founder of Nyandu Spark Initiative and on Facebook page. Rin Chenga Facebook, acha kating tena ting riak by. By the way, I went to school in Canada, Kenya, but I don't live in Canada. I made my U-turn to got married to someone in the US, so that made me think lost boy, everything that you can say. Until lost boy, but anything lost boy. Okay, thank you so much, and yeah, I appreciate each one of you. Akwal shukran.
Shukran, I think that you have really sparked here. But go and follow that page. You will get, make this conversation continue there, because, that's the power of empowerment. And many women are quite big. Tiang is here and is available. So we'll come back to another topic Tiang proposed. But thank you so much, Tiang, for your wisdom and for your U-turn message. Jacob Nyang, win whether you in by 1 second before Ban and show. And we'll come to in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here with us for 3 hours. The longest U-turn show. And I'm happy it happened. So put your U-turn message there. What is your takeaway? If you had to go today out today, what U-turn have you made after watching this conversation? Put it in the comment. Kuabula will respond a book when we pay from it. Kuabu share book amplify. Nyang that you were to.
So thank you so much. My internet is very maramat. So my final. So I really apologize. So my final word is we Junupin Dinka, we really need to empower our women. Kani Jagaluel, Jalaga chi Chagaluel, Jalako get in the comment section. We should see educated women as not threat to us. They are an opportunity for the stronger families, better educated children, and healthier partnership. So for marriage to thrive in our modern society, there must be shift from dominance to partnership, from control to mutual respect. When men grow confident in themselves and culturally evolve to value equality, then educated women will no longer be feared. And again, we really cling too much to our traditional belief. It can work affected it. What you affected it, and I've seen women being mistreated. Kukene yan go die movie Nigeria sometime ngen tigalo mistreat and the out. It really make me feel bad. And kaka ajepet. Against some other people now, even the man who covered thinking Roman, some other people actually letting to it. To get shocked. The first wife gets shocked on the day Jolly thing did back, which is very, very, very bad. And mistreatment. That means you don't value your wife. Someone she when me did when I meet the when I meet the temp, Kweran, when he had nothing. Kuna buku jala chaka kujala yumia buku jala humiliate in such a way, sometimes it make me feel bad. And again, so wakor bu ya ko buku empowered, bunyira ko buku empowered. Even if kukin nyan kukin chalo tukuli, there are other things lebagaloy. Leba pyoy kher makana. Leba pyoy naino. Leba chalu other thing that they can do with their hand if ting do. Ting do kin chalo tukuli. Ka ko mane. Ay lwela ay bitik bi chalal terloy kali court. My friend ko kortik bukor ku choglo batian no. Chako ni jeng lwele no ran chi nyande tuano mur. Che tieng no mur ku go liaj. Na ole liaj go lwe ngai ti liaj go lwe ay wajala. Kere ka kor buka analyze. And we need to analyze those things critically. We really need to incorporate buya gol root. Kabi kokok to wachok kiana bi they will start learning. But in the bachelor to college betok ko below betok up to university or high school to high school to university na ku chakor loy let them work, let them learn, because you don't know what will happen to you in future. Ko I know like chinto kache jamanga de chinto kache kwang na yin bijala breadwinner only. Ko nankara la loy, then your family will go back to chikor panijang ini warcha ini lo to guli. I miss what do thing. Let me tell you. Or I go to call in Islam kenga. So they will go back there. Who can I chikor? Kinera. And again. So you know your children will also, you know, our children spend much of their time with their mothers. And they learn a lot from their mothers. Now, their mother, career woman, someone who is really doing something. Or Mama, I know those days, 90s. Mama, attend. She had a lot of skills. And that thing, I really used to appreciate her a lot. Who can they will learn a lot from their mother. And their mother get career woman, then the ambition will also be raised. But I think mama then they will have no ambition. They will lack ambition. Where they are is okay. They are contented. And again, So we really need to change our mindset. Empower your wife, empower your sisters, and encourage other people to empower, to be empowered. And so that is my final statement, and I wish you all the best. This is my first time Bajalto on a live show. I have never been on a live show. This is my first time. So thank you so much. And this is because this topic is very close to my heart. It is very, very, very close to my heart. I took the decision to join you. So thank you. I like the work that you are doing in here, in Akwal. It's a great thing. It is really, we are learning a lot as a society. So thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.
Wow, 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 wow. What a great conclusion. What a great way to end the day. What a great way to start even a weekend Saturday. For almost 4 hours. Thank you. Thank you, Nyang. Thank you, Atienda. Thank you to my U-turn family. Kwere Juach, engineer, Alakir, Kuja Cholumaj, who actually initiate this. And you're just talking, by the way. But Cholumaj, we could discuss, and he was the one that really encouraged me, give us motivation to bring it to the public. We on the U-turn, if you are a new person, you just joined this conversation, or you have seen U-turn for the first time. U-turn is an empowerment platform that aim to educate, inspire, and spotlight the great work that our community members are doing South Sudanese worldwide. So why Ben show every Saturday around 1 p.m. Eastern Time? Bugu bay that we spotlight that no pia de loji manat yang by nong yan to spark initiative to come and learn how she started it, what inspired her, what challenges, what experiences post success that we can learn, and maybe someone Kirala Kir want to form the same or want to join to participate, collaborate. Can yen ke that story ke very impactful that way. Or book a topic here can book be discussed. You could lower round table discussion or book be about figures like influential figures in our community or even in our continent. Like Wangari Martha, you can discuss here what we learned from her leadership style and all other things. So thank you. We post every day inspirational, educational content to help people make a U-turn in their mindset. Conclude that we need to make a U-turn in our mindset to really adapt to and adjust realities to work in. So the topic of today, it has been very impactful, empowering discussion. Please share it and let us know your thoughts. What have you learned? What one or two things will you change based on information tapping on both sides? Kini menya, kini ranti, kini community elder when ping tong jiang chicken ping or ping lingalis. What one thing will you do at home to support women empowerment, to support girls' child education, to support girls to go into business, entrepreneurship? Not to judge them that nacha business women, you are using your body to be successful, or nacha if you are growing in your career, maybe and if now you in influential position, how can you use your power to empower women, not to put them down? Bakayala teach we could take any opportunities that they deserve, that they are qualified for. So what one thing will you do as a person, take a conversation thing to promote our women? Because we grow big culture. Thank you so much, and thank you, team, for this excellent discussion. Now, can work. Show up we'll be you next Saturday on another topic. Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye, colleagues. Thank you.
Bye.